Hi, everybody. Yo, 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 yo. Good morning.
Hey, guess what I'm having today?
What are you having today, brother?
Fucking steak, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ribeye.
The ribeye?
Potatoes. Beans.
Beans?
Yeah, baby.
Fuck.
Fucking steak. Yeah. Monday brunch, baby. Fuck.
Monday brunch.
What to make of your Monday?
What do you make of it, brother?
Any day. It's what makes it your day.
Make it a happy one.
Fuck, man. Fuck. Fucking steak, baby.
Steak,
yeah.
baby, yeah.
It's fucking Monday.
It's fucking Monday. Speaking of which, thank you, Sparrow, for that segue. Y'all, check out the new sound alert. Shubi has submitted a personalized recording called I Cast Bardic Inspiration. That is just his voice. Twins. The place that I get my
I cast Bardic Inspiration.
Good shit. Good shit. So that, you guys, I need one of those from you. You can either select one from the website, which is soundalerts.com, I think, something like that, which is the Sound Alerts website for streaming. Or you can record something for me that you want to be uploaded to the stream because of the donathon. Also, everyone should have their rewards already in place, I believe. So if you're missing something based on the announcement, please let me know. I'm still gonna go through it. I've been ill this weekend. Quite ill with my period, so I apologize. Yeah, take your time to discuss it, no big deal. Rizzy, thank you so much for the sub. Argus, thank you so much for the sub. I've been dying, chat, so true. Actually verifiable. Verifiable, information. So I've just been kind of lazing about this weekend because I've just been getting through it. So, my apologies. We synced? Yes, queen! That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It makes sense, right? Us being twins and all. Was Rosie the one who, was it like last week or something like that, 2 weeks ago, where she was like, and this is gonna make sense in a second, we're asexual because Esme, the third twin, absorbed all of our hypersexuality into her being. This is true because I've noticed, even though I'm on my period, since I started working out, my libido has shot up. And if you didn't think I could get any hornier, oh boy. Oh boy, lads. You were, as I've discovered, it only gets worse from here. It was Jazzy. Okay, okay. Got it. Thank you, Jazzy, for putting it so well. Oh god, that explains so much. Yeah, so as soon as my period's over, I get to go running again, which I'm really excited about, because it makes me feel so good. But yeah, it had its downsides as well, I would say. I fear. I fear perchance. Oh, come on through. Bump the mic while you're here, why don't you? If you could bump the mic for me, Hanut. Please? That would be great. I'm running out of places to put my things. Running in this weather sounds illegal. I mean, you do what you gotta do, right? I mean, I'm from Arizona. This is not bad. Also, Scotland is a lot cooler than down there. It's hot right now. Well, I wouldn't say hot. It's warm. It's warm here, but it's not crazy style. Like y'all dealing with up in there. Up in there, up in there. Thank God. Found out last night that Pokemon Champions has a spectator mode for people in the same battle room. So that adds another layer of making it easier for friends to host their own tourneys, and I'm so excited for what that will do for Pokemon Battlesphere as a whole. Ooh, curious. I stopped watching the championships after Pachirisu stopped being the reigning champion. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it, vibes. Anyway, it's a nice hot summer day. What do you say we go to the beach? Let's go to Isla Nubla. I always mispronounce the island's name. My bad. To the beach, chat. Behave while you're here. Okay? Pardon. Behave. We're on foreign land. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, we can see Jazz and Wozy. They're at work right now, so we can be here just exploring the island for now. Just for now. Oh, let me move the little guys, because you guys are walking on leaves. Isla Nubla. You gave me, you bring you here. I'll adore you stand. Okay, chat. Don't get swept up by the water. Oh, it's a rare day off today. That's right. It's Labor Day, innit? Or some such. The great irony that America gives you a day off for Labor Day. You'd think that they would take that and run with it. Damn, it's supposed to be 89 up to where I live today. Hell yeah. Get a nice... Oh, wait, is that bad? I don't know. I was gonna say, get nice weather. Listen, where I'm from, 89 is still pretty nice. 89, if it was high of 89, it would be pretty nice. Arizona, it's like 115. And it's like... you know? No, I mean bags. Chocolate is yummy. So true. Are you guys happy that you guys didn't make any plans for Memorial Day and you guys are just resting? I heard about last night when you guys talking about your lawnmower, right? Sorry to hear about that. It's like a lot of work. Don't get swept up by the hoorah. I'll get swept up in something else then. But it's gonna be humid heat since we've had storm systems all weekend. You guys get storms there? That's nice. Still though, sorry to hear about the humidity. I think, right? Sorry to hear about that? Is that the correct reaction? Oh yeah, you could cook eggs on the sidewalk in Arizona. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was a dry heat, which people love to remind us of. And let me tell ya, that doesn't make it better. That makes it worse, actually. Makes it a lot worse. It feels like living in an oven. And I have a little Pomeranian guy, and I had to carry him from place to place outside, so him not really burn him little feet. Want to see how tall the grass is? Yeah, of course I do. What do you mean? When a lady asks if you want to see her lawn, you say yes. Humid plus heat equals soupy air. This is true. For some reason, like, okay, humidity sucks. Humidity feels heavy. It feels like you're wearing wet clothes everywhere you go, right? But like, I don't know, there's something refreshing about it because when you have your windows open, you get some air moving, it's okay. It's a lot better. With a dry heat, you can't open windows. You can't do anything to reduce the heat at all. It's just hot all the time, you know? I really love the humid parts of zoos where they simulate the rainforest for birds and such. Yeah, true. Because it's a simulation we can leave, right? It's a simulation that you can press the escape button any choice you choose. I do feel bad for those who are Suffering under this terrible British heat wave. Can't relate. Having a great time. Loving it. From Arizona, so this is actually not that bad. I just have the fan blowing on me. I'm living, you know? We living out here. I'm trying to see something. Where are these bushes at for real? How you gazed. I hate how sticky humidity is. Even sweating doesn't relieve it. True. Husbando is complaining about it being 27C in his area. Husbando? You have a husbando? Oh. Breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart, Riz. It's only 23. Yes. That's correct. It's nice. It's beautiful out here, babes. Got the window open, innit? Got the window open, innit? Rain in the summer sucks, though. Put on a raincoat to avoid getting soaked and get wet under it from sweating. I will simply not leave the house. I will simply be inside. I belong to the world. You belong to me first. How dare you? You belong to me first. Now. Oops. A photograph of you and me. Y'all, we're doing a little experiment this week. Lawn scent? Okay, I'm trying to see your lawn, babe. Oh! Whose Abraham is this? Who's Abe? Oh, he's so honest! He's so honest! Hi, Abraham! Oh, me, oh, my! You little stinker! Oh! Cutie! It's probably not good for him, though. The long grass, right? Frightened by my skeleton. My manic self wearing winter rather rain? My maniac self wearing winter rather rain. What? Rather than? Confused. I would love to go to Japan one day, but as someone who overheats really easily, it'll probably have to be in winter if I ever go at all. Yeah, that's what they suggest, I think, isn't it? Twins? Sound off in the comments. He loves the camera. So honest! He's so honest! Oh, my, would this be considered my nephew? Yeah, my nephew. I was gonna say my son. We didn't make him together. Well? My nephew, he's so honest. This is the kind of man who would guide you through the back rooms if you got lost. For sure. He's bringing rocks inside. Why is he doing that? It's taller than Honest Abe. That's how you know. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know it's too tall. My maniac self wearing a winter coat in summer rather than a raincoat. Well, that's fucked up! That's fucked up, Silver. Lead me out to sea. Unless you're climbing Fuji, in which case during spring and summer. You don't want him. The child support would be unreal. Ugh. Rosie wouldn't make me pay child support. I would have visitation. You know, I'd have visitation. But also, he'd probably really love it out here. Just, like, let him go swim in the water. We have a river and an ocean and here, like, right next to where I live. So just, like, let him go crazy on that. Let him go crazy Newfie style on it. He'd be like, oh, yeah, baby. They fall from his lips. What's he doing with all those? I want to melt in Japan. Me too. Someday. Someday I'd like to go, but I don't know, okay. There's something so scary to me about going to Japan. I just feel like I would be a giant woman and they would stare at me and gape at how big my butt and boobies are, and I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm just too brash to fit in a place like that. Is that just me? I feel like I would really like piss people off. We'd go with you? Mm-hmm. He's got them NSLs. Newfie sucking lips. What? Who suck? Why is he suck? Ah! It hurts. It hurts. Aw. I'd fit right in Tokyo. Okay, all right. I'll see what's going on in Tokyo. I'll see what's popping. Funny thing is, I'm not like a huge city lover. I like would love to go see rural Japan, but I feel like I would just be way too much. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd be your defense. People can stare at me. Do you have multicolored hair? A rare cursed OC quote. Oh, she's got him in her. Trust me on that. He sucks ice cubes. What a good baby one. What a good baby one. I committed the chat and first thing I hear is how big her boobs and butt are. Hi, everyone. I mean, it's true, no? That's all I can think about lately. I've installed a lot of interesting mods on Final Fantasy XIV that make my butt and my boobies bigger. Let me say, no takebacks. I'm pretty happy, princess. I'm pretty happy with how they look, princess. And if you're in the NSFW chat, I've installed a lot more than that, but don't look unless you're ready for that stuff. I'm a 5'7" trans woman. I can be the distraction. Okay, fair enough. And that's the thing, right? Like, how do you be queer in Japan? It just feels like that's not allowed. Do you know what I mean? As me, you could never be as bad as our older sis was. Really? I mean, nothing's as bad as your sister, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. We'd politely tell them off. Yeah, because if they get too close, I bite. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, ow, 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 ow. And they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with that woman? Don't ask, don't tell. I don't know if it's possible for me to keep this a secret. Very discreetly. Ooh. Is it against the law in Japan to be queer? Rabbit, that's me, baby. You got it. There's a gay district in Tokyo, and I believe Osaka. What the Osaka approved Gao marriages. Approved Gao marriage. Gay marriage. I know what you meant. We might end up in a Tokusatsu show. What's that? What's that? Oh, I was gonna say, my meds haven't kicked in, can you tell? I was gonna say, so we're trying a new thing this week where I'm gonna do just chatting all week. I've had a lot of problems with retention in my streams lately. Like, I'll end my streams and I'll have like a lot less people here than when we started. So I'm trying to figure out like what the formula is to like get people excited and get people in here, etc. I don't know. I've just been struggling with that. So this week we're just gonna do just chatting. I'm gonna start at my normal time, 6 p.m. We started 2 hours later last week. I will no longer be doing that. I'm going back to my regular time. So we'll see if that helps. You know how it is when you're a VTuber, you gotta try different formulas to see what works. And everybody likes hanging out with me and listening to me yap. So, frog it, we yapping. You know what I'm saying? I could yap. I love Osaka, for real. I don't know anything about Osaka. Is that, okay, so it's like one of the major cities, right? There's Tokyo, and then there's Osaka, right? Tokusatsu is basically a guy in a rubber suit, like a Godzilla costume. Oh. I wonder... Is there shows about that? The power of sit and yap. Which means early wake-ups for streams again. Yes, unfortunately, my apologies, Argus. You were going to have to wake up just a little bit earlier. I forgot Esme was streaming earlier today and went to bed late. Smiley face. It was a bad idea. Hey, I get it. You know what, actually? Did we go to bed late last night? Me and Nut were in bed by... I don't know. I feel like I got a lot of sleep. He woke my ass up. He woke my ass up. He was tired. He was bored and he woke me up today at 4. I didn't crawl out of bed till 5. The big boys are Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. Kyoto! That's the one that I've heard about. I don't remember anything about Osaka though. What are like the highlights of Osaka? Power Rangers, yes, is a tokusatsu. Oh, I see. So I could dress like a Power Ranger and I could be tokusatsu? There are more, but those are the biggest. Oh, okay. We can see deers at Nara nearby though, and Kyoto. Oh, deers. Aren't those the ones that say, "Give me my crackers, you son of a bitch," and then they like hit you? Sifheim! Hi, Sif! How's it going, babes? How's your Final Fantasy grind, my love? How you doing, my love? Gobble my nose. Yo, can I just say, for the community night on Friday, for those of you who participated, was that not a fucking howler? We had so much fun. Holy shit, so much fun. Osaka has Universal Studios, Osaka Castle, Dotonbori, a famous shopping street. Dotonbori! I want to go shopping! Oh my gosh, I want to go shopping! I love shopping! Jazzy's probably a big shopper too. Me and Jazzy are probably like shopping. Rosie carrying all the bags. Because Rosie's like, I don't want to do this. Nah, who am I kidding? Sparrow would hold the bags. Or Nut. Give Nut a little pack. Osaka. Why do I keep saying Osaka? Osaka is about the food, warm people, markets. Oh my gosh. Universal Japan. It was so fun. Yes, right, you guys? Let's do it again this weekend. I liked setting nuclear bombs off. That was fun. I did not know genocide was gonna be so like this. You know? Genociding your friends. Holy. Nuclear bombing them. And then hitting your little golf ball into a hole. Okay, well, I didn't do that one really that often, but the rest of it. I've not played much recently. I've had a tooth pulled. Oh my god, you poor thing. Are you okay? I was just talking to Sparrow about this. Tooth pain is the worst. The worst pain. Was I there? I don't think you were there, Silver. Were you? Hey, the Phoenix VT, yo! What's up? What's up, Phoenix? How's it going? Love thrifting now? That's what I'm saying. Well, there's probably no clothes there that would fit my bust size, though. Unless they have... Do they have, like, foreigner sizes? Like mine? I'm having to reconsider if we'll still do Fall Guys. I really want to do it, but I don't think the rest of the community want it as much, so we might do another golfing next week. Yeah, let's see how everybody's feeling. I'm doing good! How are you doing? They have such cute dog stuff in Japan. Ooh. Now I'm interested.
The worst part about getting a tooth pulled is having your appointment set tooth hurdy. Så get it, and it is not interesting to sladen tastu.
Thaddeus, we gotta talk about the Draconic getting slipped in there. Esme likes putting things in holes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Big fan. It really was the worst pain I've ever felt. Never in my life have I felt pain bad enough to incapacitate me. Yeah, so I remember having my wisdom tooth grow in. Just growing in. And it was awful. And a friend recently had a wisdom tooth removed. And she was like, oh, it's fine. Well, we're still going to run D&D on Friday. And me and Sparrow looked at each other like, we're not going to run D&D on Friday, dog. That's not happening. Judo Kame, thank you so much. You guys, we're almost at 930 followers. We're almost at 1K. I'd love to push for 1K, but I have so much on my plate. I just can't be bothered. Not this Friday. Community nights every 2 weeks so that I can... Something about the schedule. Teehee. Yes. Hi, Judo Kame. Thank you so much for the first time chat. Welcome, welcome. Can we get a hearty howdy in chat for Judo? Where did you hear about us, Judo? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. It's nice to meet you. I'm Twitter, yo! Welcome from Twitter. We talked before. Yes, yes, yes. I remember now. You're the little dragon looking guy, right? I know you. I know you. Hedge turtle. This is the way. Thank you for that, Bats. Yeah, we're just yapping about D&D and stuff here soon. Oh, I came up with a lot of stuff to look at and react to today. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that out with you. Thank you for checking your mail. Sharing that with you guys today. Ow! Did somebody else just redeem? What the heck? I like your vibes and I love D&D. Me too! I'm Koopa shaped. Very cute. Ow! Fuck. Faye! Ow! 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 Thank you for checking your mail. Ow! Jesus Christ! I'm gonna get a fucking aneurysm. Ow! Ow! Hope you guys get mailed. You stinker. Ow. Ow! Ow! We get a concussion. Get posted, pisser? What do you mean by that? What does that even mean? Bro, I haven't played D&D in ages. Need to find a group and a game sometime. Oh. Oh. I feel you. Joke time. Okay. What do you call a dog that knows magic? What do you call him, chat? A labracadabrador. That's right. That's right. That's right. Oops. I keep pressing the wrong one. Tee! Nabonaru! You know what? True. You know what? That's true. You right. You right, though. Yo, you right. You right. You right about that. Ow! Ow! Hi, Manti! My Manti is here. You guys, Manti is on a little boy's vacation. Wish him well. Enjoy your lurk! The skeleton redeem doesn't work. That's correct. It hasn't worked in some time. Actually, I removed it, but for some reason it's still there. So, I guess I'll look into that later. He's having a boy vacation. A boycation, yes. A boycation, if you will. Have you guys ever played Final Fantasy, is it 15? Yeah, 15. Where it's just like all man bros in a car. That's what he's doing right now, you guys. I guess he's the guy with the mullet in that scenario. Mandy, good luck! I only ever played 7. Ooh. Yeah, I started Final Fantasy 9 and I liked it a lot, but I never got the chance to finish it. I also started 5 and I really liked it a lot and I didn't get a chance to finish it. I should probably try again. 15 was kind of butts to play, but once the story got rolling, it got really good. Really? What? Okay. I'm gonna say something that many of you guys may not agree with, but I'm still gonna say it. I don't like playing games where you're forced to play as a man. Usually. I usually don't like games where you're forced to play as a man. And I especially don't like games where the women in the game are all supporting characters who die for the plot. Or don't really have any established, like, plot/personality other than I love main character and I support main character. So that game really turned me off, but I like the himbo with the mullet. He's very cute. Hi, Adagal. I keep mispronouncing your name. I'm really sorry. I apologize. Games where they fail the Bechdel test. This is, yeah, exactly. If I saw the trailer and it was just a bunch of dude bros sweating and fighting and eating sandwiches in a deli or whatever, I would be like, nah, this probably isn't for me. You know? I don't like that in any character makes them quite boring, male or female. True. But they do it the most with female characters, I fear. I hate the save the princess trope. Like, the only one who I feel like really can get away with it, and I'm still watching them, is Mario. Like Super Mario Brothers. Because it's just, like, quaint. Do you know what I'm saying? It's quaint when they do it. And I feel like they've kind of come from that a little bit, and I don't know. I also don't really care a lot about Super Mario Brothers. I like it. It's a fun series, but I don't go to have an emotional attachment to Mario, so I'm like, whatever. Did you know that stormtroopers can't drink tequila? They always miss their shot. I hate that trope. Me too! Me too. Completely based. Mild exception for fridging. If they come back as a ghost and are an important part of the story that has an impactful presence as a ghost, that can be lit when done right. Can you give me a few examples of that? I can't think of any example. Oh, my mom was like that. She straight refused to play as a dude. I introduced her to The Witcher, which she decided to drop that because she absolutely fell in love with the series. It's tough, right? We as women don't really have a lot of decision making when it comes to that. It's like, oh, you want to play AAA game? Well, get ready to play as a dude. Oh, you want to play AAA game? You're a man. Yep. This is about your experience and you have to be a boy. I'm like, but I don't want to be a boy. And they're like, well, then you don't really like video games, do you? You faker. What, you must not really like video games, really. The fan theory is that Mario, Bowser, and Peach is a throuple that has a kidnap rescue kink. Yeah. With Bowser being like the bull in this scenario, 100%. I enjoy playing as woman because aesthetic. I'm watching you. At least Mario doesn't expect a kiss or something from Peach. They're just friends. Yeah, exactly. They're just friends. I saw a tweet of Mario and Luigi kissing. Please do not do that. Please do not do that. I saw a tweet of Mario and Peach kissing. Please do not do that. I don't hate Mario. I just see it as party game. Sonic was always more serious. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Is Aerith that? Apparently in the remake, she's a lot better, but yeah, I would say maybe in the first game, maybe a little more. I think Aerith was that, but her role in the remake is very different. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Sonic, Amy is the worst at the boy test. I have like an attachment to Amy. I have an attachment to Amy because Dealey really loves Amy, and she kind of gave me a new perspective on Amy because of that. I'm like, you know what? Amy's kind of witted though, for real. Amy's kind of witted though, for real. At least Peach has hobbies. Oh, I missed that. At least Peach has hobbies outside of life and Mario. Yes, true. Actually, they toned her down. Wait, who did they tone down? Amy? Oh, I'm assuming Amy. I always like playing female characters for aesthetic reasons, and well, look how that turned out. You know what? That's the thing, right? Experiment. And that's what's so cool about Dungeons and Dragons. See how I made that transition? You like that? That's the cool thing about Dungeons and Dragons is you can like role play as a person that you want to be. So like, as like somebody who's experimenting with their transness, it's a really cool thing to be like, oh, I'm playing as a tiefling named Lilith, and I would appreciate it if at the table you would call me she, her, Lilith, and refer to me as Lilith. And, you know, seeing how that feels, seeing how it works, seeing how it fits. I am not a trans person myself, but that's exactly what I did with Esme Silverthorn. And that's why this character is so important to me. It was like a screen test for the person that I wanted to really be. And she changed my life. She changed my life, and she keeps changing my life. Fellas, let me tell you. I'm indifferent to playing as male or female in games, but if given a choice, I will almost always choose female. See? And that's the thing, right? It's like, you can just have the same game, but let me play as a female character. You know what I mean? Same game. Just hire 2 voice actors. Do you know what I'm saying? I've had it, bro. This is 2026, the year of our fucking Lord, dog. Just at least, here's the thing. People want to bitch about how there's like too many genders or whatever. Bitch, video games can't even get the other quote unquote second gender right. They can't even do that. Just give us one more. Just try to give us one more. Try it one time to see if you like it. Okay? God fucking damn it. And then we can go from there and go, okay, yes, wonderful. We really, really like this. Let us go into more ambiguous pronouns and stuff like that. Like, Jesus Christ, it's not that fucking hard. Ugh, I may have misremembered, but I believe that Banisher's Ghost of New Eden does this, though I'm looking at the wiki and that doesn't commit enough to making the lady a cool ghost. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen a time where they kill a woman and she's impactful beyond the memory of this woman is driving me to be a better hero. Same as me, I see Amy and I'm like, oh my god, it's Dealey. Yes! Zelda is the best of the 3 in my opinion versus Mario and Sonic. Ooh, interesting, interesting. I would say... Ooh. You know what? I might have to agree with that. I'd have to really like piece my thoughts together on that, but that's a really interesting point. Because she is like quiet, she's behind the scenes, she's like a supporting character. At least in Ocarina of Time, where she has like the second like appearance. I mean, it's not spoilers at this point, the game is like 20 years old, but you know what I'm saying? The second appearance that she makes, that's pretty cool. Not the Lilith stereotype. What? It's true! Tell me I'm wrong. My last character was an elven princess cursed in the body of a male dragonborn, and her goal was to become elven again. Interesting! Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Sadly, my break was quickly over. Feels like I just got here. Back to work I go. Okay, Pyro. Be safe out there. Be safe out there, my friend. Sheik and Impa. Yeah, Sheik. That's who I was talking about. I mean, Impa's just her, isn't she? I'm playing an entire game based around Impa. Impa was like, all of a sudden, Xeno Warrior Princess is on my screen. And I was like, anybody else feel kind of like a lesbian right now? Anyone else feeling a little gay right now? No? Brother, Impa, ugh. Impa's my Roman Empire. I think about her a lot. Sometimes she'll just spring up in my thoughts, you know? And I'm like, that's the good stuff. Ocarina of Time is now old enough to drink in the US. Don't tell me that shit. Please, come on now. Come on, mods, delete that comment. Mods, seize that comment and imprison it for 20 years. My first female tabletop character was a half-elf druid named Kaida back in D&D 3.5 when I was starting to be more open about my gender identity. Okay, okay. How did that turn out? How did that work for you? Hey, Tig, what's going on? Ocarina of Time is classified as vintage? Is it really? More input, please. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. More, please. Give me more. Hee hee hoo hoo. I gotta do something real quick. Oh. What's the thing? What's the thing that you're doing? I'm gonna turn to dust, I'm saying. Also, chat, I'm waiting for Shubi. I'm waiting for Shubi to come in. I have to VIP Shubi. It was a short-lived game because the person running it joined the Navy, but I was a cringy tweenager who couldn't roleplay to save their life. We've all been there. We've all been there. Let me tell ya. Let me tell you. The first time I played Mage the Ascension, I played as a female Chinese immigrant who was like a force sphere like prodigy. Tig, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Oh, you know, just this. That was a delayed. What is up with all my alerts? It's my alerts and my streamer bot is still not working. I'm gonna have to file a ticket with streamer bot because it keeps telling me that my Twitch isn't like connected all the way, and I'm like, how is that possible? It says logged in right here. I don't know. I'm gonna hit up Feifei for real and be like, hi, beautiful mechanic. Fix this for me, please. I one time got the deck of many things banned because I kept challenging bosses to a game of poker using the deck. Okay, yeah, I would absolutely toss you into the abyss. Captain Topper, welcome, welcome. Looks pretty connected to me. You'd think so, wouldn't you? You'd think so, wouldn't you? Alas. Alas, I have people who do like redeems and it doesn't work. Risa Ursa, thank you so much for the first time chat. Welcome. How are you finding D&D 5.5? Oh. Oh. Oh, Risa. Risa, don't do this. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, please. I can't. Not again. As a lore bard, okay. As a lore bard, I have to say I am not enjoying what they have done. Okay. They could have just given us Tasha's and left it. And I would have been fine. I would have been fine with that. Demon, thank you so much for the sub. How is it going? 21 months. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the 21 months. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna turn down the music for real. No, you triggered me. You triggered me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Blackmore's Night, but I'm putting you on pause because I have to listen to something that's really gonna get me. I just need background noise right now. I just need background noise. Right. Here's the deal. Is this gonna be ass loud? Oh yeah. How's this? Loki's better than you. Thank you so much for the follow. You guys, we're almost at 9:30. That's great. Right. So here's the deal. 5.5. 5.5 for me was like the beginning of the end for like the golden age of Dungeons and Dragons, in my opinion. It was the way that Dungeons and Dragons stuck its head willingly inside of the hole of the guillotine and pulled the rope on its own. So there were a lot of things about that fucking series that I absolutely love. But it stops at 5th edition. As soon as they started introducing AI, started laying off their dev team, started laying off a lot of their producers that have been there a while. Chris Perkins doesn't work there anymore. Listen to me. Christopher fucking Perkins doesn't work there anymore, chat. Chris Perkins. Jeremy Crawford. They're gone. Who's there? Who is there to garner in this new age? Who is among them the general who is here to help the fans transition into this new generation? Who do we trust now? Who? We don't have anyone. It's just you and me now. And I'm not sticking around. I can't. My morals won't let me. I can't. I can't. My latest D&D character is going to be a chaotic good tiefling oathbreaker paladin. I plan on making them practice a little bit of necromancy. It would be the first time for that, which again is going to be an eventual thing when I find a group in a game. Oh boy, you already have this whole thing planned out. So like, let me ask you this: why was it important for you to play a oathbreaker paladin as well as a necromancer? Why was that important to you? I'm curious. Hasbro is there. I don't want to fucking talk about Hasbro. I'm thinking of adding Hasbro as a banned term on this stream, just being completely keeping it 150, nuts on the table. You know, Christopher Perkins is gone. Yeah, Christopher Perkins, he's gone. They're all gone. It's just you and me now. No more Strahd. I'm saying, hey, for those of you who don't know, did you know that I did art for one of Christopher Perkins's characters in the Curse of Strahd campaign? I'm just saying, I'm kind of awesome. We do not trust Hasbro. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. The only thing I trust Hasbro to do is holding a fork next to a lighter or a light outlet, an outlet. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, there's a reason we don't buy any new D&D. I mean, there's nothing to buy is the other thing. I don't know if you guys have heard the news, but D&D is doing, like, really trying to do away with the physical merch, with like physical books. They just want you to pay them monthly to have access to those books, and then it's not even like unlimited access to anybody who has your little linky or whatever. You can only lend it to like a certain number of people a month. So again, sticking your head in the hole of the guillotine and pulling the fucking rope. It's awful. It's awful. What system am I switching to? Brother, to be honest with you, I am just exploring other TTRPGs at this point in my career. Like, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying things like Mythical Bastionland. I'm trying Lancer. I am trying Impossible Landscapes, Delta Green. I'm doing other things. And I'm pretending that 5th edition is the last edition that they've come out with until they inevitably come out with the with new source material, because that's what they're gonna do. Remember with 4th edition how big of a change it was, and then it created Pathfinder because everybody fucking hated it. But it still had stands because there were things that were like, yeah, okay, you know, we can work with this or whatever. Unless somehow they managed to brand Dungeons and Dragons better and actually get human beings to work on their system to fix it, it's not going anywhere. It's not gonna look good. Do you know what I'm saying? Captain Topper, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. We're at 929 followers. If we get one more, I hit my follower goal. So that's great. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the guild. Esme is so cool. Yes, I did. Oh my gosh, we did it. We did it. Thank you for the follow. Yes, I did. Are you guys interested in seeing the art that I did? Perkins and Crawford are working at Darrington Press now. This is true. They are working at Daggerheart, which is like the Critical Role new company. essentially 4th edition D&D tabletop that they've done that I did an unboxing of before the game came out. So I really liked it. I wish it had I wish that there were more races because I didn't really connect with any of them personally. But that's just a me thing. That's not like a I'm digging for something to complain about kind of thing, you know what I mean? They support AI, they support AI is the thing. So it's just bad. WotC is absolutely soft launching the use of AI for art and other parts, which is insane. And one of their biggest money makers is a piece of cardboard with art on the front. Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. This is the right take. The fact that they've alienated lifetime fans like this should be making their board freak out, but I guess no one cares. Here's the thing. There is a difference between people who sit on the board. This music is too chill. This music is way too chill. There's a difference between people who understand the hobby and know how to make it better, and people who sit in a chair and go, I think my number go up. And because those aren't the same people anymore in this generation, that's exactly what's going to happen. Number going to go down. Number going to go down. Number keeps going down. And unfortunately, WotC... okay, here's the future that I foresee. I foresee Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards of the Coast stock dipping so fucking low that there's going to be talks of them selling it. So it's not going to be Hasbro anymore, but it's going to be up in the air who it belongs to. And then they are going to get bought out for a mint by another company. And there's going to be a lot of excitement and talks about like all the improvements and things that they're going to make. And they're going to ride that high for months without any really like achievable things happening. Like nothing's gonna happen. They're just gonna be like, yeah, things are gonna be going back to the way that you love them, you guys. Like, don't worry. We have like 3 new physical books coming out, blah, 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 blah. And that's gonna go on for months, maybe even years. No new content. No new content whatsoever. They're gonna come out with maybe 1 more game, maybe 2. Like video games, but there's like us for the tabletop community, we're not gonna experience that joy at all. And then they're going to quietly, after, God, let's say 5 years, come out with the next edition. Or I imagine before that, what they will do is do like a 5th edition repackaging. Because of how much of a disaster 5.5 has been, I imagine that they'll do a full repackaging. They'll be like, oh my God, you guys, guess what? Fans of 5th edition, great news. You can now buy the red box again. And it's better than ever. New art made by human person beings. And please give us your money. And then they'll just like, they're gonna do the thing where they do at the movies where it's just like, we don't want to like give any new IPs a chance. We're just gonna keep resting on our laurels and just like reinvent the wheel with 5th edition all over again because gamers love that shit. And that's what they're gonna do. Mark my words. Mark my fucking words. Mark my fucking words, bruh. I like making kind of tragic characters that are flawed and sometimes do things that are seen as immoral as necromancy, which is something they'd have to hide from the party initially, just shows they're willing to go pretty far. Okay, Phoenix, let me ask you this. You have their classes planned out. You like writing tragic characters. What drew them to being a paladin to begin with? Why paladin? Because you seem very set on like necromancer. So why did they like swear an oath and then readily betray that oath? That's what I'm curious about this character. Show art? Okay, I'm gonna see if my name attached to it is going to give anything away about me personally, and I would happily show art. Number don't go down every quarter. Why, CEO man? Yeah. It'd be for the buyers or Warner Media. Shut the fuck up, Argus. Argus, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Argus. Shut the fuck up. Which, yeah, I realize every class kind of does necromancy with the use of Speak to Dead. That's typically not seen as Lich Death Knight adjacent. Yeah, I guess. I mean, they can. Not. I would say not every class would or does, but they shouldn't. As long as it doesn't go TSR, even though the other original creator CEO is super racist. Yeah. No. You and I, same level. Absolutely. 100%. No, I agree with you. Yeah, no. Wink's as good as a nod there. 100%. 5e Classic Revival. Yes. Get ready for it. And here's the worst part, chat. I'm gonna be in line to get it. I'm gonna be in line. Well, at least that's more time as a lore bard. Exactly. D&D 6e is when they finally have a good GM handbook, right? I don't know if we're gonna get a 6e. It might be another 15 years before we see a new edition of D&D. It's gonna be much more sustainable and better for them to do a soft relaunch of 5th edition rather than going to 5.5 again or trying to fix it. They have exactly, I'm gonna say they have 12 more months to make 5.5 work. They have 12 months to do that before we start seeing big changes and hearing mutterings about people being beheaded. So, yeah. I still had fun playing 5e even though it was wonky. My last couple of DMs were very new and wanted to basically recreate Critical Role, so that didn't work well. Ugh. God! Sorry, I don't like that. I don't like that. People who only want to be a DM because they want to be Matt Mercer. People who only want to create a story that is Critical Role instead of, like, accepting that the people at your table aren't trained actors. And, oh my god! You have to read the room, right? You have to read the room. If you have a group of people who are new to the hobby, or maybe people who haven't seen the show, or just all in general, expect to write something that you're going to hand off to your players that is for them to play in now. God, I've spoken on this before. It is... You have to learn to let go as a dungeon master, unfortunately. You write the world, and then you have to let your players change it and explore in it in whatever ways they want. It's their story now. I really struggle with that. Because I'm very attached. But, like, that's the way it is, isn't it? That's the way it is. One refused to say that out loud, that he hated magical solutions, but would always be anti-magical use of spells or creative magic or anything. For himself or for everybody at the table? Back end overheard parts of this, but personally I'm hoping this encourages more folks to try more systems. Oh yeah, 100%. So I have mostly my brand is focused towards Dungeons and Dragons, but I love TTRPGs in general. I've played a lot of them over my 25 years of experience. And I have to say that it's the best way to kind of open the door to, hi, I like TTRPGs, is just by saying, I do D&D. I mean, that, and I really genuinely do love Dungeons and Dragons and the lore of the Forgotten Realms, etc. But Tommyan, welcome. Thank you so much for the first time chat. Trying to copy a DM or a D&D character they saw when D&D was all about finding your own style is a bit saddening. Oh yeah. Like, we can all accept that, like, there's nothing new under the sun, right? But, like, if the fingerprint of what you're basing it on is still very much visible, you need to go back to the writing board. Because you're setting yourself up for disappointment. I'm sorry. Like, you have to be willing to create something brand new. And, again, just let people play with it. You have to let your players play. Also, for this part, I need more folks to be excited to tell stories they can, rather than the stories that people who are professional actors and DM that's been playing for most of his lifetime are telling. Yes! Preach! That was such a good comment, I'm gonna pin it. I'm gonna pin this bitch for real. So Lancer. Lancer's great. I love Lancer. Sparrow was actually talking about, Sparrow's one of my mods, was talking about running a Lancer game sometime. So looking forward to that. I'm a Black Witch mech person, personally. To be honest, I was, so I'm not a big sci-fi lover for the most part, but for some reason, Sparrow, when he was starting his Lancer campaign, I was like, I'm not really into mechs and like the 90s anime, like mecha stuff. That's like really not my style. I'm like a high fantasy girly or whatever. And then one of my friends at the time, he was like, are you sure you don't want to play? There's a mech in here called the Black Witch. And I was like, what page is it on? I'm just curious. I'm just trying to look at it. Like, what is that all about? And then I was like, yeah, I guess I'll play or whatever. Like, give me a seat at your table and I'll sit. I'm sat vibes. I'm sat. You know what I mean? Also, I kind of barged in the conversation. Hey, I like TTRPGs. Well, you're welcome here. I love TTRPGs and I want to be surrounded by people who do. And I love having these kind of conversations. So please stick around and let's chat about it. What are some of your favorite TTRPGs, Tomian? If I'm saying your name right, I hope. I am but a humble worm. Well, worms aren't usually humble. At least that spelling of worm isn't. So you're a rare type, I suppose. Sparrow may have sent me a message about Lancer just as stream started. Oh, really? You're literally looking at Lancer rules right now. Is that so? Is that so? Is that so? Well, they're chaotic good, so intrinsically a good person. So they joined the order to help people, only to realize that they weren't there to do that, only to protect the order and those who control it. And any ideal to that was secondary, keeping it general so I can work with the DM to fit into the setting properly. You know what? That's totally fair. Like, in order that they kind of transform a person's oath into we own you now kind of thing. Corporate policy, sign this contract here type situation can be very like, what is it called? It can be very confusing to somebody who's really dedicated to their oath. Like, because then it becomes a question of, am I being dishonest and disloyal to the oath that I made because of, by betraying this order or whatever, right? I do think players need to focus on making a character who wants change rather than build what they want to complete. Yes, I agree. I think that they need to, I think when you're making a character, you need to start by asking some important questions. Who is important to them is my number one for me. Who is important to you? What are their names? What are they like? If all that you've created for me is a timeline of how you want to level up, that's not good enough for me. That's not good enough for me. I want to know who's important to you. I want to know what drives you. I want to know where you come from. What was that town like? What was that town like? What did it teach you? What did you learn? What's important to you? What's something that you lost that you'll never see again? Give me the juice. Give me the, you know what I'm saying? Give me that yum yum. When I used to run Star Wars, I had a rule that was either everyone was a Jedi or no one was a Jedi, because Jedi characters tend to become the MC type player. I mean, that's a thing, right? It's like Jedis are kind of like the MacGuffin of the series. It's like, oh, we need to resolve this. We will simply have a Jedi do it, right? At least that's how it feels. But they're supposed to be that way, so it's not really a dig. It's just they're the superpower of the universe. I mean, the rest of us are normal folks. What do you want? What do you want from me? You know what I mean? It's like, do you want to be a guy with a gun? Do you want to be a guy with a gun? Or you could literally be Superman. You could literally do anything you want. Anytime you want. Which one? It's like, oh gosh, so difficult. I could play myself, but I have a pistol. Or I could play Superman. Gosh, ooh, what do I pick? A righteous oathbreaker who suffers the consequences to knowingly doing the right thing is very paladin coded. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Because then the game for that character can become very like exploring what it means to exploring what your oath really means. And like self-reflection. This is the journey that I'm here for and that I would guide you through. Personally, I'm really sad my 5e campaign fell through because of COVID. One of my PCs was a droid who was convinced he was a Jedi, and that was the funniest thing in the world. Oh my god, that sounds like a Acquisitions Incorporated character. One time Acquisitions Inc. did a Star Wars campaign, and one of the characters, who is played by Chris Straub, he played as a service droid, like one of the golden guys, who thought that he was a Jedi as well. Very funny. Very funny shit. I need to know who and where it is important to you so I can threaten it. Yeah, or bring it up in conversation, you know? Like, imagine like you're fighting a bandit and like, you know, you pull his mask off and it's like your next door neighbor who you don't particularly know very well, but is like best friends with like an ex-lover from your hometown. You know what I mean? It's like, then you have to consider the consequences of like killing this person. Okay, this is one of the videos that we're gonna watch today, but it's all about building stakes, right? You can just make it your you know, your sister or your brother or, oh, big shock, but it can just be somebody that would be mildly inconvenient to kill as well, and kind of think about how the dominoes spill because of your actions. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can really think about it that way. I love building stakes. That's, ugh. I love building stakes. It feels so good. I mean, if Jedis are a problem, carry shotguns. They can deflect bullets, my friends. I had a droid character who didn't trust players, who stole his master's ship, and he constantly tried to hail the Emperor for rescue. Okay, Rizzy, that would not be allowed at my table. That is crazy. If you were like actively trying to sabotage the teamwork happening at the table, I would be like, get the fuck out. Guy with the gun, because that's funny. God, it's funny until Superman shows up and punches you in the nuts. You know? I think it depends on the kind of adventure you're doing. Like, if you're playing a Jedi, but if it's more of a bounty hunting mission, obviously a more trained bounty hunter would carry the mission more than a Jedi. I mean, I feel like a Jedi could still do it though, right? Can't Jedis like fly if they want to? Can't they just kind of like float on the Force or whatever? Kind of freaky style. I don't know, you tell me. I'm not a super Star Wars head, but it exists. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a guy with a little Overwatch clone Star Wars game they canceled so quick. Oh no. Oh no. Shotguns are the canon answer. I apologize, they will not work at this function. They're called slug throwers. The Mandos use them to kill Jedi. Don't even try to flex on me here. Oh, really? Is that true? Wait, they can't deflect it? Why not? Why can't they deflect it? You know, the Mandalorians went back to kinetic shotguns specifically to counter Jedi. Wait, so you're telling me Jedis can't counter bullets? Is that true? You try to lightsaber a shotgun blast, it comes back superheated metal juice flying at you? Oh, okay. Can't they just use the Force to like hand wave it away though? Like, isn't that an option? Ow! Thank you for checking your mail. Yeah, with Star Wars, it's difficult to make a Jedi. It's really gotta be a player that you trust to be like, I am main character player. Well, okay, so here's the thing. So I feel like it's more interesting to let the players at the table decide how that power dynamic works, right? Because maybe that Jedi's a little sub, you know? Maybe he wants to be bossed around a little. I don't know. I always play the high-powered female CEO with a gun. So, like, it doesn't matter to me who plays the Jedi. It doesn't matter to me. You know why? That motherfucker ain't giving the orders around here. Not around these parts, partner. Not around here, partner. No, sir. High-powered CEO? Yeah, that's me, thanks. Who's signing this paperwork? And I slap, you know, their hand away and I grab the pen and I go, you don't know what you're fucking doing. Give me that shit. I wouldn't play a Jedi either. Are you kidding? You want me to play a human fighter? There are options here. So fucking true. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, I was gonna see if that art gives anything away. Let me check really quick. Yeah, my claim to fame is that I did D&D art. Okay, so it links to an old DeviantArt. Does this say anything about me personally on it? Now with more pew pew, less QQ. Well, not really. Does this have any, like, pictures of me on it? I'm just double checking. Ew, boys, some of my art is on here. Ew. All of my old art is here. Give me a second. 1 minute, lads. 1 minute, lads. Yeah, the Force can do that, but if there's more than 5 people shooting at them, they on average will die. Order 66 proves this. Huh. Interesting. I'm thinking, I'm like, what? There's gotta be a way. There's a way to counter everything. Surely there's a way to counter that. Okay. Well, there's... Oh, boy! There are some very silly photos on this that are very cringe for me to look at. Let me tell ya! Okay, but this is at the beginning of my art journey. You know what I'm saying? This is at the beginning of my art journey. I don't know, man. Do I show? Force jump / sprint beats bullets. True. Yeah, don't stand in a line, you fucking idiot. See, this is why they need a high power female executive without force powers to tell them how to operate. Do you know what I'm saying? They need a proper top to tell them that they're being himbos. All the himbos want to be Jedi. Just, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh man, I drew a picture of me in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh boy! The cringe! Me in World of Warcraft? Yes, sir. Yep. Okay, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Oh boy. I think that's part of the equation. Sure, a Jedi could probably block the bullets or use force to stop them, but it's easier to just leave the situation. Yeah, true, they could just run. Oh, wow. This is... Ugh. I was at the beginning of my journey. Oh man, this is like... This is a flashback, bro. Okay, I mean, I have to accept that you will see this if you see this character. Okay, I'm just gonna read this really quick and make sure. Tori, you're back! How are you doing, baby girl? I heard about the brain worms. Are you doing all right? Can a Jedi just force pull weapons out of enemies' hands? You know what? That's a really good question. Can they just go yoink? Isn't that a thing? Yeah, she feel a brain worms. Yeah, I'm all good now. I survived. Okay. I'm always here for you, Tori. You're not overwhelming me or burdening me at all. If you ever need to talk or have someone be there for you, don't rob me of the opportunity to sit in the mud with you and just, like, be at your side if you need somebody to just rant to or talk to. Or even just encouragement. You're my friend, okay? I want to be there for you if you need me. I hope you're okay. I'm gonna send you messages for real. Okay, let me just see. Okay, I think this is safe to show. I think. Okay. So, many of you are going to recognize the name that this is attached to, okay? You guys are going to see this name. Ow! Get flashbacks. Shuby, you're here! Okay, Shuby. Shuby! Shuby! You're here! Okay, Shubies is here. Hold on, I have to shut the fuck up really quick. Okay. I was trying to figure out your username so I could VIP you. My love. And I was like, I'll wait till I see him at stream. So I'm really glad that you came. How are you doing, Shub? Okay, Argoose. Okay, hold on. Let me VIP you, babes. Let me VIP you, babes. I just woke up from my nap. I had a really early flight home this morning. How you feeling, friend? Do you feel rested at least after your nap? Rolls. Okay, add new. Also, your sound alert is on stream already. So you have access to it. Look at this.
I cast Bartic Inspiration.
What do you think? Also, if you refresh, you should have VIP now. I'm ready for the day. Yippee! Okay, you guys. So you are going to recognize the person whose name this is attached to. Many of you have heard the name Jared Nabenbauer, right? He was in a Dice Camera Roll series with Monsieur Christopher Perkins, and then was surrounded by a ton of drama with another player, Holly Conrad. I'm not going to speak on any of that drama. You guys can look on it if you want to. But I was his artist for Death Woodrow, his character. Let me show you this character. This is my art and character concept design. I just gave it to him. So, I mean, he's still able to do whatever he wants with it, etc. But this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like, vibes. This is really early art. Okay, is this it? It is. All right, so here it is. Here's the art that I did for Death Woodrow. This is a piece that I'm really proud of because it gave me, first of all, I had a dream that I did this art for him. I woke up and I was like, I think I'm just gonna do art for at the time it was just Jared. He wasn't in Dice Camera Action yet. This was before his time there. I was like, and he did a lot of live D&D games with his friends. And I drew him and all his friends. And he has an iconic like blue shirt. And that's kind of like his thing. And I included it in the character art. And he took, I gave the character design fully to him to do whatever he wants with, just credit me. And he took it to Dice Camera Action. So now my art is forever a part of an official D&D campaign that was run by Christopher Perkins. It was really a dream come true for me. And I really wish that I had the opportunity to do stuff like this more often. But yeah, that's my art. And if you go to the wiki, you will see my old DeviantArt tagged. And if you decide to look through my old DeviantArt, all of my old art is there. But yeah, that's me. It's a piece that I'm really proud of. Just looking at it is making my teeth grind, but like, because I want to like edit things. But you know, it was really good for the time. I thought it was one of my best pieces that I've ever done. So it's still something that I'm really proud of to this day. You're adorable. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really care about Dungeons and Dragons a lot. I know that there's not going to be a day in my life where I'll ever be actively supported by Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons. It would take a lot, even if it was offered for me to accept, because even though it would be a dream, because like I can't market, like I can't rep what they're marketing right now, you know. But I remember the old days, and I remember how good it felt to be part of this community, and how much it meant to me to, you know, do stuff like this for other people who were in my hobby. So yeah, that's it. There's some Esmeralda Silverthorn lore for ya. Right there. Also having DeviantArt flashbacks. Yeah. Oh boy. The last couple times I played, it kind of got poisoned by the media side of it, but it's really nice to see it be fun again for somebody. That's the thing. I just pretend that the current stuff doesn't exist. I don't associate with it at all. I don't want it. I have no interest in it. But like, yeah, for me it's nostalgia. It's my memories. It's safety for me. It's like I'm sure so many of you have felt this way, but have you ever felt like what you do isn't ever going to be good enough for anybody to see? Or like you work really hard on something that you know nobody is really gonna like understand or love as much as you feel like it deserves. That's how I felt for a long time until I became a dungeon master. Like until I became a DM, I didn't know that I was any good at writing stories or crafting worlds, and even though I still feel like there's so much I have to learn and so much that I need to do to get better and to be the best DM, sometimes I forgot the rules, you know? All my brains went to my chest. What can I say? It's like it's so empowering to craft something special for somebody at your table who is working through stuff through their character and may not even realize it, or like maybe they understand how special what you've done is. So I really love Dungeons and Dragons. I love the Forgotten Realms. I can't support what they're doing now. I won't support what they're doing now. But that doesn't make my identity go away or my joy of the old days go away. In fact, they were the best times. They were the best of times. These are the worst of times, I fear. You know? But, yeah. You'll see me play a lot of, like, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2, and then whenever I talk about D&D, I'm specifically talking about like 5e or 3.5 or 4 or 2 or 1, you know, but it's never going to be 5.5 ever. I'm sorry. It's just not. I can't, you know, we have a responsibility to this world. We have a responsibility to each other. I mean, as well as ourselves. I think a lot of people need to hear that too, but we have a responsibility to this world, and the more power you have, the more responsibility that you have. And one of the brands that Dungeons and Dragons has unfortunately taught us is the exact same noose that they wrapped around their neck. That hope, that feeling of hope and being the good guy and doing the right thing. That is exactly what is serving them ill right now, is because all those people who listened to those lessons and took them to heart and felt empowered by this hobby are now confused because those themes are not being honored by the company. They're doing the opposite, you know? That's just how it looks. So It looks like Pro Jared cosplayed this version of VR. Yes, he did. He did. So again, something I'm very proud of. Something I'm very, very proud of. Yeah, a dream, but like how they are now is gross. Yeah, true. Exactly. And honestly, with every disappointment, there's a little bit of excitement too, right? The excitement for more possibilities, because even though Dungeons and Dragons is what brought us together, we get to explore other TTRPGs together now too. You guys get to explore Mythic Bastionland, which is still a fucking game I want to run at some point. If anybody's interested, hit me up. You know, we get to explore Lancer. We get to explore Delta Green. All of these worlds are open to us, and this hobby is unified despite the disappointments. In fact, we can be unified because of those disappointments. So trying to look at the positive side here, you know? There are people who are going to bend the knee and, you know, lick the boot of Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons despite all of the things that have happened. And people might expect me to be one of those people. Alas, I am usually the one who wears the boot. I don't like to lick boots that much. I'm not a boot enjoyer, you know? At least in that context. I'm a very rebellious young lady. I don't like it. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much I've sunk into this hobby. I don't care about any of that. To me, what's important is that you're doing the right thing, and you take people and this world seriously. Joseph the viewer, thank you so much for the follow. And they're not doing that, and I'm going to do exactly what they taught me, and that is I'm going to do the right thing. And I encourage you all to do the same. Don't follow, don't bend the knee to creators or companies that don't serve you and don't serve the greater good. This is our world, you know? This is our world. We're the only ones who can change it and make it better. That's how I feel with EA Sims 2. Yeah, I'm saying. A lot of stuff gets taken away because of those things. Maybe when the AI bubble pops, D&D will start to get better again. Maybe, hopefully. Maybe. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Because D&D is what we make it. D&D is what's in our hearts, right? D&D is what's in my heart, for me. I love the old Ravenloft. I love the old stories of, you know, planar adventures. I love, you know, Hordes of the Underdark, Shadows of Undrentide. I love, you know, the lore of the Forgotten Realms. It's all in me. It's not going anywhere. There's not a company out there that can destroy that. There's not a force out there that can change how I felt as a girl coming into my womanhood. You know, as a person growing up and learning right from wrong and learning about teamwork and friendship. None of that is going anywhere. That's all something that can't be taken away from me. And I hope that in these harsh times that you guys can remember that. That you guys can remember that too. You know, we're all really addicted to what's new, and we all are salivating for something new to come from Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons. Even if that does happen, we have to wonder if it's something that's ever going to satisfy that same feeling that we had, you know, when we were first wide-eyed and exploring those adventures. I don't think that we're going to get a return to that for a long time. And I think that there are going to be bad actors in the future who are going to try to lure us into back into a hobby that we are hungry for because they want our money. We don't need to do that. We need to guard ourselves from false actors and just make sure that we are putting things right in our world and representing ourselves the way that we want to be seen. I mean, I'm not a perfect person. I try to do that myself. This all amped from one question, which is how do you feel about 5.5? By the way, How long have we been here? An hour and 41 minutes? All I'm trying to say is I'm not a perfect person. I might make mistakes. There might be stuff that I'm unaware of or things that I've done wrong. And I always try to own up to them and like recognize how those things can be painful. If I'm capable of it, why can't a billion-dollar company do that? Do you know how easy it would be to apologize, revert back, and just like welcome the fucking fan base that you worked so hard to create back into the fold? Do you know how fucking easy it would be to get us back? It would be so fucking easy. It is arguably more difficult, right? To alienate us and estrange us from the very hobby that we've come to love. You would argue that that's more difficult, no? Isn't that harder? And yet, here we are! Ugh. I mean, the critical role effect, it fell apart because they wanted different things. The player wanted to play and the DMs wanted to be Matt Mercer today, right now. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Be yourself. Find your own DMing and storytelling style. Here's my suggestion. If you want to tell a story, if you want to be a dungeon master and you want to tell a fucking story, here's what I suggest to you. Write something first. Be a writer first, okay? Write something and put it out into the universe first and see how it goes, okay? And also read books that give you ideas more often. There is a series of books that I read every single year, no matter what, because it inspires me personally. And you're gonna laugh, but it's the Anita Blake Vampire Slayer series, okay? If you know, you know. Not only is it smutty, but it's also like a girl power fantasy for me. That's all I fucking need. I want to be Anita Blake. I want to be a vampire slayer with a gun and 16 boyfriends who all want to fuck me. You know what I mean? But I don't have sex with them because I'm better than that. Do you know what I'm saying? I want that to be me. I want that to be my story. And it inspires me so much to have like confidence and to feel and to like accept myself as like a kind of a weirdo, kind of like a sexual being who loves vampires and werewolves and shit, you know? But if you have an Anita Blake series that inspires you, or even if you don't, you need to go out and find something that makes you feel like writing. And then you need to write. And then you need to let strangers read it. And then you need to read what they say about the shit that you wrote. And then you need to go back to the shit that you wrote and go, was this actually any good? And then you need to delete it. And then you need to start a new Google Doc and start again. You need to do that for 6 or 7 years. And then... No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, these are all good tips. Like, read more, write more, talk to people more, genuinely have a think about what you like about their style, right? Let's say, I mean, this is the topic of Matt Mercer, right? You like Matt Mercer. What do you like about him? What do you like about him? Because when you just say, I want to be Matt Mercer, it just sounds like what you say is, I want to be a famous dungeon master. Great. So do we all. What do you like about him? Do you like that he does like the noises, all the voices? Great. You know what that means? You gotta practice, right? What do you like about him? Do you like that he's very descriptive? Do you like that he... I mean, what is it, right? Write those things down and find a way to implement that into your own style, you know? And then write down things that you like to do at your table that is separate from those DMs, right? Oh... There's this one event on a fan-ran old MMO server from like 2 decades ago. People still message me about. You never know what will stick with your friend group. Ooh, okay. What's the fan-ran old MMO? Because I might have played it and I want to know what's up. I sometimes think my very first D&D character was really bad because I was new and it took me months to actually give the character a personality. I probably could have quote-unquote played them better. But what I ended up thinking is it's the best I could have done at the time. So I should be proud because I've got that so far and it's better than not playing at all. That's very true. That's very true. Go you. I'm proud of you for thinking that way. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Either die the hero or live long enough to become the villain. I mean, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, sister? Also, if I didn't say it, Joseph the Viewer, thank you so much for the follow. I literally named myself Topper because all the VTubers were bottoms. I totally get where you're coming from with that. Goodness, Captain Topper. Didn't you say you were a married person? A top can't just wander in here unguarded like that. That's just unbelievable. True Bard Spirit, I like it. Thank you. Thank you. Freeboo! Freeboo on YouTube. Hi, Freeboo. Nice to see you, pal. Any old heads want to go in there and say hi to Freeboo? He's on YouTube. Freeboo was one of my very first chatters, you guys. Ever. Have you considered Legends of Evantris campaigns? They just kickstarted a Neon Space Odyssey campaign. I really like Legends of Evantris, but sometimes I don't want the funny haha D&D stuff. Sometimes I want like drama and seriousness. So it's definitely a mood situation for me. Sometimes I'm like, yes, give me more poop jokes. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm never like that, but you know what I mean? Like, give me more jokes like that. And sometimes I'm like, I kind of want to like hear about how the fall of Valyria impacted Jon Snow like 100 years later. You know what I mean? Like how that impacted his, I don't know. Sometimes I just want the juice. The art reminds me of Atlantis: The Last Empire movie. Sorry, for some reason the chat box wouldn't pop up for me on PC. Hey, no worries. No worries. Cora Snowsong, thank you for the follow. I'm missing these. I apologize, you guys. I apologize that I'm missing these. It's my fault. Tom, thank you so much for the follow. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm getting these late. I really apologize. I'm trying to catch up on chat, everybody. I just keep yapping. I'm sorry. You can really feel the passion for the story they want to tell in those sessions. Ooh, tell me. You know, I heard people are creating a tabletop game similar to D&D set in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, you're obviously going to need to elaborate on that. I've been making a presentation about the Battle of Kursk for the past 2 hours. I'm only on slide 5. Do your best, brother. We're here for you. It's what I love about D&D. Imagination, creativity, and good fun with friends. Yes! The power! So much to talk about. Yeah. Esme with the long-winded answer. Listen! You don't open Pandora's box and not get hit with the wind of displacement. Shit just kind of happened, okay? You can't ask questions like that. That should be like a warning in my rules before you like type to chat. Do not ask about 5.5. Esme is so honest. What can I fucking say, man? I can't be anything other than myself. This is just how it is. It's just how it is, brother. As a writer, let me just say this was basically the crystallization of the whole female-led romance market. It's true! Do you like his view count, for example? See? Topper's with it! Topper, you fucking get me. You already get me. Hey, Super Ben! Sorry I didn't say hi earlier. I'm trying to catch up on chat. I apologize! Honestly, wasn't expecting to get creatively inspired today. Worth the follow. Oh my god, Joseph, stop it! Joseph! What are you working on? You said creatively inspired. Creatively inspired to work on what? I'm curious. Ultima Online? I've been wanting to play that game forever! I actually have all of the old Ultima games downloaded, but they're so old that I don't know how to play them. It's such a fucking bummer. Is Ultima Online worth like picking up just like for lulz nowadays? You tell me. I don't know. I'll go to Barnes & Noble and just pick up random poetry books and read them while I drink my coffee. And then when my coffee is done, I put the book down and leave. Random poems, some are good, some I don't have a connection to, and sometimes I find gold. All luck of the draw. Ugh, Shuby, there's something so romantic about what you just said. Please marry me. All right, next comment. You should meet my wife. I would love to meet your wife. I would love to have an adult conversation about how we can both enjoy a hobby together with you. You're doing what the title suggests. Don't apologize. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the guild, Tom. Agree. Evantris have definitely gotten better with having less jokes and more serious things. They still have jokey moments, but the recent campaigns have had really amazing moments. Okay! This is what I want to hear. How do I gain access to those? You need DOSBox? I mean, I have DOSBox. I've tried running it. You know what I'm saying? So true, their actions have Your actions have consequences! Have you guys ever seen that? Ayo. I'm kidding, of course. Last. Listen, I'm a bard. I had to try it, right? At least once. I have to try it. Walt's Fraternity has been amazing. For a mech piloting campaign, it has so many dramatic moments. What system are they using? My god, there's a mech game that I want to run as well. It's like there's not enough time. I have the Wayward Victorian event coming up. I have the Envirothon, which is something I need to talk about. Don't let me fucking forget about the Envirothon. For those of you who don't know, I do an environmental event once a year to improve the planet. It's not raising money for anything. It is just us going out together and making the world a better place with your efforts. I bend the knee for you. Not in a subway, though. I could get the ring out of my pocket. That would be nice. Finally, a husband who enjoys poetry. Look, what do you want me to say? It's working? I just got scolded earlier about being too forward. Listen, it's not your fault. It's a top thing. You know what I'm saying? When you're a top, you just kind of, you gotta be bold, innit? You gotta be bold a little bit. Oh, not actually working on anything, but you're giving me the drive to do something creative. My friends have talked about setting up our first ever D&D campaign this summer, so I might have to cook up something for the first time. Yes, Joseph! Don't do 5.5. Don't do 5.5, whatever you do, my beloved Joseph. My beautiful, wonderful, adorable Joseph. Do not touch it. Don't even look at it. It's not worthy. It's not worthy of you. Why do I feel that an 18+ D&D campaign Esme would run would get banished from the internet? It would definitely be available on Patreon. You bet your ass that's going behind a paywall. Listen, if you're part of the NSFW on my Discord, you kind of know what's up, but like, I am unabashedly degenerate. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love being a bard, is because it's the, like, it's the best class to, like, I don't know, just kind of be an apologetic pervert in a way. I'm a romantic, but, you know, I find my sexuality to be highly empowering. And what am I going to do? Not be a hot bitch who plays D&D? I don't think it's possible. Wait, there's a chat I can make my joke and not get blasted out the airlock? Absolutely. Absolutely, vibes. Anybody who's interested, please feel free to join the Discord, ! Discord. That didn't type, and I don't know why. Hey, it worked! Hey, cheers to StreamerBot listening for once. But yes, anybody is absolutely welcome to join. I do a lot of chatting about Dungeons and Dragons. We do community nights, where we all just play games together. And that's a place where I will also be wrangling people to play games with me, like Mythic Bastionland and other TTRPGs, so please consider joining if you want to keep up, etc. They're making their own 5e supplement book, so it's kind of 5e modified rules. Ooh, okay. Is this Legends of Evantris? I mean, you play D&D, and as a bard, no less makes sense. I'm glad that you understand. I'm glad that the vibes are all there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad. It's tough, you know, to be a bard, to be a beautiful sexual creature with a gun with 14 boyfriends who all want to fuck me, but I'm too good for any of them. It's just distressing. You know, what am I supposed to do out here? What am I supposed to do out here? All these himbos begging to be bred. What am I supposed to do? Oh, poor me. Woe is me. Not the himbos. Not again. Not Hoochie Daddy season. My stars. Anyway, it's like I was saying earlier, thanks to all of the exercise I've been doing, my libido is shot up into the stratosphere! So watch out. But yeah, let's see. We've gone over Dieth Woodrow. Envirothon! Let's talk about the Envirothon. So, for those of you who are curious or just wondering, the Envirothon is a event that I run once a year, where we clean up Mother Nature It is not required that you donate any money. In fact, I don't want your money. All I want is for you to pick up bags of trash and recycle them responsibly in your neighborhood. We will be doing that after the heat wave. I've decided, since the heat wave has started early this year, I am going to be hosting our Envirothon probably August, September-y. And that also gives me time to come out with the first episode of our game show, our D&D game show, which will be coming out sometime in June. So look out for that. I'm looking forward to seeing what your guys' reception of the first episode is. Yeah, I'm really nervous. And thank you guys again so much for greenlighting it through the donathon that just happened for my birthday. Really, really appreciate it. Really looking forward to seeing what you think. You know what's been really tough? And I didn't expect it? Getting talent to participate or perform for the what is it called? The halftime show. So I'm trying to find people who want to, you know, perform during the middle section of the show. And I have one talent that has signed on, but I've reached out to many others through their business email, and none of them have responded, and some of them haven't even seen it. And I told them that I emailed them and they still haven't responded, so I just feel like maybe if I come out with a few episodes first, we'll get a little bit more reception on that, or maybe more interest, but oh man. Anyway. Yes, to become a loaf of bread. Not my thing, but I do like bread. I love bread too! What's your favorite bread? Tell me. Oh yeah, if you play D&D, you're gonna be a little bit of a freak, especially if you play as a gnome. Gnome players are the biggest freaks. How dare you? Bards are the biggest freaks. Take that back. Should the bags of trash we collect be sorted by recycling and trash? Also, are clear bags preferred? So, I usually say a recyclable bag is what we're looking for. If you can choose a bag that can be reused, or a bag that has multiple uses, or a bag that is good for the environment but can hold trash without falling out or leaving debris behind it, etc. Like a reusable plastic bag, like one of the thick ones, not the little light skimpy ones that you get for groceries. If you use one of those, that's what I would prefer. However, I realize that in America, those are a little bit harder to come by than other countries. Being from Scotland, that's not a problem here. But using those and picking up trash in your area, that's all that is required for this event. And there will be rewards for and different tiers that we reach once we hit that number of bags of trash picked up. And yeah, really looking forward to that. That'll be happening August, September, something like that. Favorite bread, cinnamon raisin. Ooh, I love cinnamon, but skip me on the raisin. Skip me on the raisin. Give me, you know what would be really good? Oh, okay, I can't stop thinking about it now. Like a cinnamon bun, like chocolate chip monkey bread or something. Oh, that sounds so good. Oh, sounds delicious. Garlic cheese bread! Oh. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'll pick the raisins out of yours, more for me. Okay, yeah. We'll implant them into yours. Perfect. What's your coffee order, Shoobs? What kind of coffee you like, Bibes? What kind of coffee you like, Bibes? So yeah, that's what I had to say for the Envirothon. We would normally be doing it by now. We would normally be starting now-ish. But with the game show happening very soon, and with the heat wave, I'm like, nah. Argus brought up a really good point of, let's just not do it right now. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's wait till it starts cooling off and there are less like big events happening, because spring and summer is like the horniest season for people to do events and like all that. So I'm like, fuck it. We ball. Let's go fall. It'll be nice and cool for us. And, you know, before the snow starts pouring out over the land, we can start refreshing it. French vanilla latte or 2 sugar, 2 cream. Oh, 2 and a coup. 2 and a coup. I'm a maca lover myself. I'm a big maca fan. You know, I mean vibes. Chocolate and vanilla. Alright, so I think that we should get to reacting. Let me pull up my shit. Can I speak my shit? Can I speak my shit real quick? Mexican maca fan here? Okay. Hold on a minute. Are we talking about the abuelita? Mexican maca? Like, do you use the scoops from the abuelita? Hot chocolate? Because I've never had that, but that sounds bomb. That sounds bomb. Cinnamon maca spicy powder. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. What's spicy powder? Cinnamon I understand. Maca I understand. Spicy powder I'm thinking, is this bitch putting cilantro in her maca? What am I missing? What's the recepe? I don't understand. Sounds like a quick way to wake up. I'm saying, Shubi, I did not know your voice was so handsome. What's up with that? What do you have to say for yourself, young man? What do you have to say for yourself? My favorite coffee has to be very strong Turkish. No sugar, no milk. Oh, I see. That sounds delicious. Right, let me get these reacts up because I have stuff I want to say. I have stuff I want to frog and say for real. And I closed out the window, which I'm very excited about. One second. It's not handsome. It's nerdy with some editing. It sounds great, though. It does sound great. It is very handsome. I'm allowed to think that it's handsome if I wish. What is that Lazel said? I can take pleasure from whom and when I wish. Love that bitch for real. Love her whole thing. Okay, I'm going to my faves so that we can watch them together because I saved a couple of things just for us.
You're not Jim. Jim's not.
All right, take it easy. Liked favorite. Okay. Let's get this party started. All I did was open up WavePad and add reverb and echo and was surprised with the results. IDK if another filter was added because I didn't think I sound like that. Okay, I heard the reverb and I heard the echo. And I'm saying outside of that, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And I would love to hear more of your beautiful voice, my Shubi. I'm trying to hear more of your beautiful voice. My Shub. Pon Pon! It's the Golf Pro! Pon Pon's here! Hi, Pon Pon! Pretty woman. Oh my. Who are you talking to? Who you talking to, huh? You talking about me? I think I posted my song in your Discord before if you want to hear it. I think I listened to it already. I'm gonna go back and listen to it again. I don't remember. I forgot. All my brains went to my chest, I fear. I fear! Right, let's do some D&D related talks, shall we? What do you mean, sure? go to the stage, babes. Take off my sunglasses now that we're not outside. Did I get a little red? Yeah, I got a little sunburn. I got a little sunburn. Right. Let's look at this. Look at this, innit? Here's my TikTok. Consider following the Esme Silverthorn TikTok for more content. Okay, so let's look at my favorites and talk about it. Rating random things my D&D party has done. They didn't know how to cross a rickety wooden bridge. They also argued about it for over an hour. The bridge collapsed. 2 out of 10. Next time, try to go 1 by 1 instead of all at once. How do you argue about it and then still end up making the bridge collapse? That feels very Lethal Company. I love it. They killed an ogre using a Baku devouring. Wow. Kind of want to know more about that story. How does that work? So, would they have thrown the bag? It kind of like gives you insights into this person's D&D campaign a little bit, doesn't it? They throw the bag. Is it one of those things where it's like, did they have somebody who could like tell the bag to do something? Did they cast a spell on the bag? I just want to know more. Tell me more. Curio is. You know what I'm saying? Ow! Hi, Warlock! Welcome, welcome. Thank you for checking your mail, my liege. Maybe they used it as a landmine. Ooh. It's possible, right? They put the bag on the floor and then I guess it just kind of like yawns them. Perchance. What are you up to today, Warlock? They used swords against black pudding. It was hilarious for me at least. Okay. Okay. That sounds pretty good. It's like, oh man. Like, I wonder how many rounds of this goes before people realize that this was not the best move. You know what I'm saying? It's just making me reminisce about all the times where like a party is so sure about the outcome of an event that they will just keep doing something. And then here's the thing too, right? Some PCs are like, what? When they start losing hit points, it's like, brother, come up with a different tactic. Yeah. You lost hit points. You know why? Because this did not work. Jesus Christ. Both strength classes hold the ogre down and everyone else shoves him in the bag. Oh my god, imagine. And then, like, what if you forget that that's the bag that you brought with you shopping? Forwarded it and tagged you, Esmigul. Thank you so much, Zuvi! Looking forward to hearing it. Infiltrated military fortress as a traveling circus. You know what? Fuck it. That works. That's genius. I was prepared for everything, but they still managed to surprise me. Just why? Because it's fucking awesome! I would be so excited about that. They discovered BBG is a vampire just because his wife has a name that means blood in Latin. Isn't it funny how they will spend an hour arguing about pulling a push-only door, and then they pull this shit? You're like, okay, no, hold on a minute. I kind of did the same thing to one of my DMs recently. There's no finale to this yet because I haven't figured out what... we haven't gotten to the point where this is paid off yet, but here's what happened. We went to a laboratory where people were being transformed, and like animals and like fish people were being, or fish people. Was it fish people? It was fish people, yeah. They were being like, genetically combined with other creatures, specifically these like life golems, and these creatures did not need to eat, but they could be used like soldiers essentially. And I found out that the doctor who was in charge of this science experiment was named Dr. not Dr. Chimera. Dr. What was her name? Not Dr. Chimera, what was it? I have to look it up. Hold on. It was from the Odyssey. Calypso? No, it wasn't Calypso. What was it? Cersei! It was Cersei. Dr. Cersei? Yeah. And I was like, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Dr. Cersei. So you're gonna use these as like weapons of war then? Because like a name like Dr. Cersei, you're not just like, was she hot? I don't know. We haven't met her yet. But the way that the DM looked at me when I was like, wait a minute, this is what you're gonna do with these creatures, was like, oh shit. Like you wouldn't have figured that out. Most of the time I'm just like this. Like I'm here for the lels. Like I just like making jokes, solving riddles. But sometimes I have that flash of brilliance and I was like, Dr. Cersei, so she's doing this. And she was like, no, maybe. It was great. So I haven't seen where that's gonna go yet, but I'm betting that she's like combining these like beasts or like these like monsters with humans to try and use them as like soldiers, I assume, for a war that's probably gonna happen. It just like unlocked a lot. No, scribbles on DM notes. I mean, she named her Dr. Cersei. Surely there's like she already had a plan in motion. Do you know what I mean? You don't pick a name like Cersei and go, that'll do, you know? One player stole treasures from friendly pirates. He lost his leg in the process. He also said it was worth it. Giga chat energy, everyone facepalmed so hard. It was indeed worth it. I want to know what the treasure was though, right? Tell me something. Give me something. All right, so there's that one. Okay. D&D players, stop doing this, start doing this. Stop fudging dice rolls, start embracing chance. A player and DM that leans into poor roll results in a more entertaining and worthwhile experience. If you want a predetermined story with no opportunity for chance, we could write a book instead. Yes. Was that not what I was saying earlier? So, like, you can't make a hallway as your D&D campaign. Nobody enjoys a hallway. Nobody. Players need stakes that they are personally invested in. Players need to feel like the actions that they take have affected this world in an irreversible way. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's bad. And you have to be okay with that. If you're not okay with that, you can't be a dungeon master. Not because you physically can't or because you don't have the skill. It's because you are going to be disappointed with the experience. You're going to be disappointed with the experience. You know what I mean? I heard somebody say, I don't remember who it was. I heard somebody say that being a dungeon master is kind of like being a service top, and I kind of agree with that in a way. You know what I mean? It's kind of like being a service top where you are there to make sure that everybody is having a good time and has like personalized moments that are special to them. And making sure that they know that this is their story, right? So, yeah. I'll always fudge my rolls. Give me any amount of inspiration. I'll always re-roll a nat one. I had an entire campaign where it kept happening. Wait, what? What do you mean? God damn it, I hate how accurate that is. It's true though, isn't it? So I used to do a thing that I would roll on the table as a DM so that the players could see what I rolled. The Slipper Little Gulper, you got it. Because I didn't care. And because it made for an infinitely better story. You know what I mean? Stay hydrated. Thank you, Shubi. Thank you, my shoobs. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I didn't really mind it. But it does become difficult sometimes when the dice wants to tell a different story than what everybody at the table kind of wants. It can be kind of like a wet fart. It can be really exciting, and then sometimes it can be a wet fart. You know what I mean? You sacrifice one for the other at times. Like, let me give you an example. You have been, like, on this wild adventure because of the dice, how they turned up, right? You've been on this wild adventure, and at the end of it, the ending that this was all been building towards relies on one dice roll, let's say. Like, let's say it's like, you've decided that you were going to leap over a chasm to, like, grab this crystal or whatever. And that will, like, that will make it so that the big bad can't, you know, finish their master plan or whatever. It's all been building up to this. You have this moment where you're like, yes, I can do this. I have to do this. And you roll the dice and you just sort of like roll a 6. Like, it's not that bad, but you roll a 6. And, like, the default DC is 10. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh. You can give that player inspiration, but they can roll an 8 next time. So you have 2 options. One, go, I don't feel comfortable like this story relying on the results of a dice roll. You just do it. Or you you know, say fuck the dice. Fuck the dice. Just, you know, roll whatever it is and we'll add a +10 to it. I don't know. It's like, or you just let it fly and go, okay, you fall into the chasm and the big bad wins. The end. You know? It's tough. Every time I used an inspiration point to re-roll a roll, I'd always roll it at 1. Every time I used an inspiration point to re-roll, that's interesting. Why didn't you throw those dice away? I think it's not about always having a good time, but when you have a bad time, you can turn it into a good time. Use the failed rolls, use the mission failures, the consequences into chances for roleplay and character growth, or give it to the GM for more stuff to use later for selling. Yes. Yes. Ah, Tom, you get it. Tom, you're making me hot under the collar. I love that. Well said. Well said. I charge at him while throwing my knife to finish it off, only to have it land between his toes. That's the thing, right? Yeah, it's like, ugh. So I think for me, I would just let it happen. I think I would just let it fly. Because it's like, all been building up to this, right? At the end of the day, it's all been building up to this, and it's all about telling a story that feels good. So let it fly, you know? It was my only dice set. You can borrow somebody else's freaking dice! You're killing me! Oh, God, that sucks, though. Ugh. Like, if I rolled a 1, 3 chances, and then I'm tossing that motherfucker out a window. And I'm reaching over to my tank's D8 and rolling that motherfucker instead. And have another character ready. It helps so much to take the pressure off. Yeah, but who wants to roll a new character after you've gone through 11 sessions of great role-play and great moments and that character's story doesn't feel done? It's like, I don't know, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because, yeah, I mean, you never know if you're sitting at the kind of table where you will re-roll. DMs who are accustomed to the old ways, we know that the old ways are dark, will simply disintegrate you and say, well, now it's time to re-roll. You know, DMs that come from 2nd edition, 3.5, they go, well, yeah, it's a war game. You died. Next. But D&D has become such a hobby about personal storytelling and personal expression that feels like such a huge slap in the face nowadays. Do you know what I mean? It feels like there has to be a reason for it now. And I prefer it this way. Prefer it this way because it's like not enjoyable to always be the one sacrificed, right? It's like you spend all this time creating a backstory, making relationships, forging opportunities, you know, playing this character to the best of your ability, and then the DM just like hand swipes you and goes, all right, you're gonna be an elf. You know what I mean? Cool, let's play your elf now. It's like, no, I don't want to fucking do that. I want to finish my story. It pisses me off, dog. It pisses me off. Good God. You can use digital dice too. True. If you can't lose, where were you ever competing? Yeah. Ha. Okay, yeah, I'm from that era. See? Topper, you say things and I like you more and more. I like you more and more as you go on. I am also from that generation, but I'm still not going to do it. Unless 'tis warranted, my liege. Lest 'tis warranted. Always have a resurrection fund put aside already. Yes. A diamond worth 1,000 gold. Remember, that's why we have it on the guild crest, okay? It doesn't just say CAC under there. It says it's a diamond for resurrection. You get a one-time res when you get a badge joining the Bravestones. Feels a bit of a disconnected to have a character's life perspective that's just life, but it feels dissatisfying. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes your OC just fucking croaks. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just fucking die, you stupid idiot. My problem is I do way too much self-sacrifices for the party and end up making new characters all the time so the party continues to live. Oh my fucking God, Warlock, that's crazy. I also find I fit into the self-sacrificing role at times, but it just depends, right? There's a time and a place. You know, I'll still try to preserve the party without sacrificing my life, but I'm not gonna let my friends be in danger. This kind of reminded me of a friend of mine who wanted to join a small indie VTuber group, and the main person there just handed them a random model like, I made this one, here's your account, etc. You got to use that. And he was like, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. He tried, but it was horrible, so he just left, and it wasn't worth it. It's so dumb. Tori, do you have tea? Do you have tea, mama? Hold on a minute, I want to know more. And I'm trying to see this fucking bitch-ass model. I'm trying to see this bitch-ass model, see what's up. I will stand toe-to-toe with a BBG because that's why I play. Service tops, yes. Exactly. Oh yeah, I played a game with a DM where if your HP hits 0, you get a permanent injury because it sucks to lose a character. Okay. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold it right there. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, random effects instead. I actually saved this one for us to talk about today. Okay, turn off the fucking music! Right, random effects instead of death in D&D. I'm pretty sure that this is AI art. We're gonna keep it pushing. I love that. I love that. I love that. There are like so many good ways nowadays to deal with death. And there's a DM that talks about this. I want to say it might have been Merv or someone attached to Brennan Lee Mulligan. It could have even been Brennan. But they talk about how death saving throws are so fucking boring. Because all you do is you roll a dice and you go, well, I guess I can't play. I think it was a combination of people. I think I'm combining conversations in my head. Point is, they talk about how death in this game is really boring. And there have been so many like homebrew ways to make death exciting and make your character losing their life more impactful and more serious. And one of the ways that I have found that I like the best is from a guy called Quince from Quince Quest. If you haven't watched any of the Quince Quest tabletop game YouTube videos, I recommend them. They are fucking fantastic. He is a titan in the TTRPG space, so please consider giving him a look. But one of the things that he talks about is from a game called Mothership. And what happens is, when a character falls to 0 hit points, a character rolls the dice and it goes under a cup. Put a dice on the table, you roll it, goes under a cup. And the only way that anyone, including the dungeon master, knows what the result of that test is if one of their characters goes over to the body to check if it has vitals. Which requires passing a check. So nobody at the table has any idea what's going on. That builds tension. Isn't that yummy? Doesn't that fucking taste good? Did you feel it in your fucking blood? Ugh! I want to kill somebody right now just to show you. I don't really know that much. It's been a few years, and I don't exactly want to tell a story that isn't mine. Okay, tell me who it is and I'll ask them. No, I'm just kidding. I just know he was telling me about it and it sounded so dumb. Like, yes, as a VTuber, you can act like a persona, but it has to be something you can actually relate to. Yes! Absolutely. You need to be able to connect with the person that you're playing. That's why I don't think I'll ever be able to be anyone except Esme Silverthorn, unfortunately. Do you guys get a dying PC to roll death saving throws behind the DM screen? That's, I don't know, that's so cliche to me. Because then you're still leaving it up to the DM to decide if the player lives or dies. It just like, it still feels like it's not a surprise for everybody. You know what I mean? I really like the idea. Of it going under a cup and not even the DM knowing what the situation is. And then like maybe doing one of these instead of like straight out killing them. What do they say? I haven't actually looked at these. This is my first time seeing them. Can I zoom in on this at all? Let me see. Nope. Whoa. Take it easy. I didn't say go to the next slide, did I? I didn't give you that command, did I? Let's zoom in a bit. Let's zoom in a touch. Okay. You are partially paralyzed for 1d4 sessions. You can only move with assistance or magic. Ooh, the drama. You can be like Wesley from Princess Bride. You know what I mean? Ooh, the panache. You can no longer run or dodge effectively until fitted with a magical prosthetic. Whoa. Yeah, as fun as it is to imagine, I have an accent, so I'm limited. Wait. An accent? Wait, what? You're limited to what? You cannot speak or cast spells with verbal components until magically or medically healed. Oof! After each combat, make a wisdom save, DC 13, or start your next encounter stunned for 1 round. Oh, I love these. Permanently blinded in 1 eye, -2 to perception, disadvantage on ranged attacks. These are just so yummy. Are they not? Aren't these so yummy? Disadvantage on persuasion and intimidate checks for 1d4 sessions due to slurred speech. Oh, I would hate that one. As you can imagine, I'm the talker. I was commented on the guy that just got handed a design. Oh, you have an accent. So if you're just handed like something that is just like so far off left field, people would be like, question mark, question mark, question mark. What's your accent? Your stomach was ripped open, requires daily treatment, or becomes infected? Jesus. Okay, that one's... that one's pretty... I mean, you could, I guess, do it. You cannot use 1 arm or to cast or wield weapons for 1d4 sessions. Yikes. Your flesh is disfigured. -1 to charisma checks with strangers. That's a nightmare for me. Do not hit me in the money shot. You know what I'm saying? Hit me anywhere else. Hit me in the back, in the arms, at any place that is fully covered. Feel free to do something with that. Everything else, cleavage up. No touchy. No touchy. Okay. Where is I? Oh, you're, you lose 1d4 fingers. You can no longer use tools or fine instruments normally. Ooh, I like that one, because it sounds inconvenient. It sounds inconvenient, but not enough to, like, interrupt gameplay in, like, a hugely meaningful way, I feel. Southern US, I have a customer service voice, but it seeps through. Ah, you're from the South. I understand. I understand. If I find out that you're from Texas, I'm gonna scream. We have so many people from Texas in chat. It's crazy. Y'all Texas just be loving the bard, huh? Y'all love a big, bold bard woman, eh? Y'all Southern girls. No, ma'am, not Texas. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I heard that draw poke out. Got it. Oh, I just remembered the paladin character I want to homebrew. A punch shield to the game because I think that would fit a more aggressive Oathbreaker paladin. Be interested to see what your DM thinks. Not the moneymaker. It's all I got, I tells ya. It's all I got. Meanwhile, vibes in Ohio. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Ohio. I had a weird dream. I had this weird fucking dream. Oh my god, you just reminded me of something. I just had a dream that Ohio got deleted. I had a dream that I was in bed scrolling through TikTok and somebody in my TikTok said, Ohio is gone. Like something happened to Ohio. And I was like, no! No! I was freaking the fuck out. Hold on. I had a dream that somebody deleted Ohio. Why did I have a dream about that? Oh no, is this a... You guys get out of Ohio. I'm scared. Get out of Ohio! Goodbye, Ohio! No! No! No, too many people I love are from Ohio. You don't do this. Do not do that. You could get out of there. You guys leave, please. Listen, we lit a river on fire 13 times. I'm thinking it might be justified. Don't say that, please. Big, beautiful bard with a big, beautiful personality and big, beautiful what's not to like? Exactly. Exactly. Where were you going with that, though? Hmm. Where were you going? Where were you going with that? Hold on, let me just wiggles and drag it. Okay, we're good. Ohio is for lovers! Roll 100 on the injury list. Ohio is deleted! Stop it! Don't! Ohio is not deleted! No. Don't say stuff like that, okay? I'm a Fate Witch. This is bad. Why did I dream that Ohio is gone? And I remember the way the guy looked too. He had a mustache. He had a mustache. It was like a white guy with like a really thick mustache and like aviator glasses, like prescription aviator glasses. And he said, Ohio is gone. Something about the government. A meteor hit Ohio and it's gone. I was like, what? How could Ohio be gone? No. Ohio's not going anywhere, okay? Don't worry, that wasn't a premonition. Ohio. Please no. I don't want to think about that stuff. I don't want to think. We're moving on. No, that's the D 10,000 wild magic surge list. That's fucked up. Boobas. Yeah, that's right. I got them. So what? You never seen a couple of bard boobas before? Hard to believe. Swamos! Hi, Swamos. How are you? How you doing, baby? Happy friend anniversary last week, pal. Sorry you got hacked. I might have messaged your hacker on accident saying happy friendiversary. I found out you got hacked and I sent a message saying happy friendiversary. Permission to post Twitch clip link. Of course. You may want to actually send it to Set it to a mod. Because I think this will get... I think it'll get nuked by Seribot or some shit. Perchance. Wow, Esme celebrating being friends with my hacker. I'm friends with everybody! I didn't know they were your hacker, did I? You know? They sent me $500. That's obviously a lie. But I feel like I could. I feel like I could hack them back, you know what I'm saying? Not with my brains, but with other assets that come complete with my accessory model. Send it to me or post on a server. Yes. I'm trying to see. To be fair, if I haven't seen Bard Boobas, I wouldn't be worthy of the tag I've in Discord. Yeah. You've definitely seen something. Certainly. You're in the NSFW chat and I tagged you on some good shit, you know? With your permission. I got permission, chat. Ohio shall remain. Okay, I'm gonna watch this for real. Esme, don't out the Gooners in the Gooner channel. They requested the tag, actually. It's you that I'm outing in the Frog and Gooner channel, you Gooner, you pervert. Crouching pervert hitting Gooner. Argus showing up in chat. Yeah, show off them boobies. Me. Oh, you're trying to see something? Argus. AFK. You stinker. Nah, he has a job to do. I understand. He's trying to empower me. He's trying to empower me. He's like, be empowered, vanishes. And yes, I did request the sauce. What were your thoughts? I don't think I got a full review. I just got like a oh my, so I'm not really sure what that means. I sent you my Final Fantasy 14 mods. Please respond. Crouching pervert hitting Gooner is so fucking funny. I can't even be angry. Hot, right? It's good shit. It's good shit. All y'all. Okay, so one thing about me is I'm a goon for real. One of the best things about old video games is that they're so easy to mod, and the gooners have hacked that shit. Skyrim, looking at you. Daggerfall, looking at you. Morrowind, looking at you. Though Morrowind is really funny because all the models are like really stiff, even better. Neverwinter Nights, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you sometimes twice a week, baby. Sometimes 3. 14 mods? Hold up, researching the channel now. Yeah, I'm not going to speak on where you get them, but all I'm saying is if you're trying to pull up in Final Fantasy 14 and you want to see my fat ass, my fat, jiggly, well-oiled ass, it's available. I know I'm trying to fucking see it. You think I'm gonna play through 100 hours of a video game where a character who doesn't look like me, you know, wait, who does look like me doesn't have my fat jiggly ass? No, you're dead wrong. I can't speak. Thinking about Booba again. Don't know if you saw this, so I'm repeating. My phone's about to die, but hopefully I'll be back before stream ends. Yes, please come back. No problem, Silver. TOS is looking at the stream with a cudgel. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna do nothing, don't worry. We're doing D&D stuff. It's not bad. There's nothing bad happening here. Look at this. See? Instead of death, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Don't worry, at least TOS can't get Ohio. Stop talking about Ohio! I'm scared! I'm actually scared though! Why did I fucking have a dream like that? Why did I dream about Ohio? Returned from research. Whoa, bunny. Wait, where did you go for the research? Out of curiosity? I'm just curious. Ohio Gozaimasu. I'm banning you. Put yourself on a 20-minute 20-minute ban. Hold on. I'm refilling my chalice with Diet Coke. I took my bad joke to NSFW chat to protect the sanctity of this place. She runs a tight ship. Yeah, I got a tight fucking ship. Tell you what. Am I right? Am I right? Time anarchist stoneward. You fucking bad boy. Hold on, I'm trying to see this joke. I'm not gonna show it on stream, but I just want to see it. I'm just trying to see what's poppin', chat. Okay. Where are you? Da-da-da. Yeah. That's the way it has to be. That's the way it has to be, I fear. Yeah. Only one person can call the shots. Tale as old as time. Yeah.
Zhuang 101 asked
Mikey!
regularly, Thaddeus. I don't
Wow.
shower, I molt contempt and shed it on lesser minds.
Okay.
Others.
Wow.
But yes, unlike a human's average hygiene tragedy, I do keep myself presentable enough to avoid frightening the magpies. Now go take your union-mandated pisser and reflect on your life choices.
Damn, he fucking came for you. Thaddeus got your fucking number. Woo! That dragon is spicy. Lauren Kangaroo, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Right! Wait, where's... I just minimized it. Why did I do that? I'm thinking about Booba again. Now. Where were we, comma, chat? I gotta get rid of this play look. Whatever. I'll sound it out when we get there. I've heard enough. Bahamut used Zeta Flare on Ohio. Stop it! Stop it! Don't delete Ohio! It's too important! Stop it! Warlock! You leave Ohio out of this! Stop it! You're really freaking me out!
I'm the pheasant plucker's son. I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucking's done.
What? Why did you say that? You're stressing me out with this Ohio shit. Okay, so because... Oh... I don't just... Why? Who... randomly has a dream like that? Out of nowhere? It had to have been a warning, you think? Don't you think it might have been a warning? Who has dreams like that? Can someone see if a meteor is gonna hit Ohio? Please, will someone Google it? There's not a meteor coming on for Ohio, is there? And a guy with a mustache? Will somebody look it up? I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm nervous. What is this? Ohio meteor? Hold on. Wait. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Esme, what are the winning lottery numbers? 3, 1, 5, 7. How many do you need? 2, 3. The meteor over Ohio caused a large boom that jolted people as far away as Pennsylvania. Meteor entered the atmosphere around 9 a.m. local time on Tuesday, producing a sonic boom felt across a wide swath of northern Ohio. Oh, I'm scared. I don't like this. Bill Cook, a NASA spokeswoman, confirmed that the meteor was spotted near Medina. I woke up this morning and the sky fell, so I feel like Chicken Little right now. LOL, but seriously, is everyone okay? It was moving at 45,000 miles per hour? Oh my god. Which is fast for a human, but slow for a meteor. Why is everyone joking about this like it's no big deal? No debris. That's a little odd. Isn't it? Isn't it a little odd? A fun Ohio fact. All the city names you see that are shared by a much older city are pronounced incorrectly except for London and Paris. Like what? Most meteors burn up in the atmosphere. This happened in March. It didn't happen recently, right? Hold on. I'm Googling it, and I'm not showing you my screen because I'm afraid of you guys seeing my history. I'm sorry? Argus, you're incorrect. Well, you might have been correct about that. Hold on. This is today? Oh, 2 months ago. It's just the title is today. Ugh! Okay. Oh, it said today in the title! I'm freaking out! I'm scared for Ohio! I'm scared! This guy looks like he has a bit of a mustache, but it wasn't this guy. You know what? Fuck it. There's got to be something on TikTok talking about this. We're taking a segue. We're taking a segue away from Dungeons and Dragons, and we're gonna look for meteors in Ohio. I'm scared. I'm actually scared. Who has a dream about this? It's a warning, surely. Meteor, Ohio. 5:15? What the fuck? Tell me this is not real. Oh, sorry. Can you see? Bro. Oh no, Ohio. You're coming for Ohio! I'm scared. I had a dream that Ohio got deleted and now I'm scared. Okay, a lot of these are from March. Why does Ohio get hit? But would the poor meteor, why would the poor meteor want to land in Ohio? Hi, Tefcan, welcome. I don't know. Okay, I just had a random dream that there was like a meteor hit and deleted Ohio, and I'm just investigating. It's such a weird out-of-pocket dream that I'm like, what happened? Yeah, maybe I watched a TikTok before bed and I just... Meteor in Ohio? I'm not seeing anything in my recents. Here's my recents. If I recognize the guy, I'll tell you. Oh boy, there goes Nut Nut. Oh, Nut Nut. A friend, maybe. I'm confused. There's a car exploded, but I didn't watch that last night. It was like a couple nights ago. What? We're gonna watch this one as a palate cleanser. Aww. Stinky! Oh, me oh my. Subconsciously remembered a suppressed meteor. I mean, is it not like fucked up and weird? I've never like given Ohio a second thought. And now I'm dreaming about Ohio getting nuked by a meteor. I'm scared for y'all. This isn't helping. It's helping a little, actually. It's helping a little. Because it's like the government over there sucks right now. It's like they wouldn't give you any warning. I just love how confident he walks next to his mama. He knows he got nothing to worry about. The most protected creature on the face of this fucking planet. And mama never really let nothing happen to him. I'm not letting you bark at the dog. Ow! Okay. Well, you can go sit at the window, but you're not going to be doing any barking. By the way, Esme, my floofer Bonbon says hi. They started pawing at you. When do I get to see Bonbon? How come I haven't seen Bonbon? Where's Bonbon? Anyways, chat, where was I? Okay, this one's cute. Wait, it's too zoomed in. It's too zoomed in. And the music isn't playing, it's ruining it. You know what I'm saying? I love that shit. I love it when people do that shit with their characters. It's so cool. I can post pics of him in the Discord. Yes, please. I'm trying to see Bonbon. Beautiful. I love that. Okay. I haven't seen this one either. Top 7 D&D homebrew rules I can't play without. Moving through allies is free, but moving through enemies costs double. Combat feels way more dynamic. How do you move? How would you tactically move through an enemy? Who out here trying to see Bonbon for real? Fucking all of us, bro. Well, I see hands in the fucking air, Rana, to be honest with you. I want to know how this would function in a realistic battle scenario. Like, tactically, it sounds fun. Moving through enemies cost double, but I'm like, an enemy's not gonna let you go through them? It's literally passing through someone's space. They're not just gonna wait for you to... That doesn't make any fucking sense. I guess negate the need for combat at the cost of double the movement. I would say you can't pass through enemies. I just don't like it. I just don't like it because, like, it's not like... Here's the thing. If it costs you double the movement, it's considered, like, hostile environment, right? It's considered difficult terrain. which means that like the environment is like tangling you or like stopping you in some way. An enemy isn't like a vine that's like mindlessly groping at your ankles. It's usually a sentient creature. So I would say, actually, you know what? I think I've changed my mind. I think it would maybe be if it was a non-sentient monstrosity like a slime or something, sure. Right? Acrobatics check? I mean, it depends, right? If you say that you're gonna VR your way over this MF by flipping, I'd be like, yeah, all right, roll it. But if you're like, I'm just gonna go through them, like while you're making your move, I'll be like, ah! You put that figurine down, young man. You know, type thing. When you drop to 0 HP, you stand back up with 1 HP if you nat 1 a death save. Ooh. I don't know, how do you guys feel about this one? Because I'm thinking like... God, here's the thing. Death is supposed to create tension. Rolling a nat 20 on a death save, like, immediately brings the vibes up. So you want something big and dramatic to happen. But the thing is, you don't want it to be expected every time somebody does it per chance. Do you know what I mean? So... the way... it's difficult to explain what I would do. It would have to depend on the scenario. I wouldn't want like a rule at my table to be you just get back up and keep fighting. I would want it to be something... Yes, this is happening. Thank you again for subscribing with the Prime, Rizzy. Love you. It would have to be something cinematic and something that felt right in the moment. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Or there's death saves for a reason, right? Right, but like, rules is written, yeah. But everybody knows that death saves are so fucking boring. They are the most boring part of Dungeons and Dragons for the player, because you literally can't do anything except lay there and wait for somebody to help. So like, I think there's something to be said about fixes for that system. Because there are so many other TTRPGs that do this correctly, where, like, not only going down, aka the death saves, but also the act of dying has, like, special rules. And I'm usually pro those. I want it to feel substantial. I want it to feel special. I want it to feel stressful to the party if that stuff happens. And just rules as written, it doesn't feel like it's exciting enough, both for me as the GM, but also for the players. Personally, I love the D100 rules more than this. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling your skis, brother, on that one. A rule that would implement more rules, too complicated, right? Yeah. A nat 20 with 1 HP and actions available, one last ditch effort to and chance to from pure willpower to change the course of the battle. In theory, right? In theory, sure. The thing is, I feel like we're all assuming that every player at the table is going to be the type of character who's going to want that heroic moment and like do something right with the heroic moment, like, and have a good story beat to it. We've all had players at the table who everybody, like, you just generally are peeved at. Not enough to kick them from your table, like they haven't done anything or broken any rules, but just generally, like, you kind of look at like, okay, this person's not taking this seriously. They just are here to chill and like enjoy the pizza and booze and live in the vibes. And when that person rolls a D20, it doesn't feel cinematic and awesome. It feels like I get back up and I try again to hit my whoopee cushion, and the group's like, oh, Chuckles, you're such a riot. You know what I mean? If it was like Critical Role, sure, I guess in theory, like that could be cool, because once again, death in like a D&D group where everybody is kind of like aware of the stakes and taking kind of the game a little bit more seriously, this kind of thing works, right? It just really depends on the table and the people at it and the scenario. I don't know. Something about this doesn't like sit well with me. I don't know. Sound off. You tell me what you think. The powerlessness of having gameplay taken away clashes with power fantasy. True. It's why there's so few mind control or save or die things compared to older editions. Yeah, exactly. And I think, and this is something that we touched on, I think before your time topper, one of my big things with Dungeons and Dragons is it's like, I hate to fucking say this about my own folks, but like so many dungeon masters like don't invest time or like emotion into moments like these. Sometimes DMs are just lazy and just go, okay, you're gonna roll your save. Okay, next. You know, they don't go, okay, and while you're on the ground, tell me like what happens to you. Like, what are you thinking? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? Right? Like really kind of like getting into it and trying to have those moments. Sometimes they're just like, okay, next. And I have experienced way more lazy DMs, unfortunately, than DMs who make this feel important. And that's where this like powerlessness, this idea of like rolling death saves really fucking feels yucky to me, because it's just another way for, unfortunately, bad DMs to be bad DMs. It just is like encouraging that by being like, oh, these people can't play. You know what I mean? What about using an inspiration to stand back up with 1 HP? I know that's not the use for this, but I feel like a trade-off might be good. Though I'm very new to D&D, so I wouldn't know. You know what? Actually, for being very new to D&D, I kind of feel like that is almost where we want to go with it, right? Not saying a bard should be able to pick up any party member with a song or whatever, but like, I think you're onto something there with, because what gets you back up and fighting? It's not the roll of a dice. It's not, you know, always necessarily somebody even helping you. Even when you have somebody helping you, what gets you back up and fighting to take another blow is your force of will and what inspires you to do those things. What inspires you to be a big damn hero. So I feel like inspiration's actually a really nice call out for somebody inexperienced. I mean, round of applause for somebody inexperienced, you know, being the go as far as D&D, you know. That's a good use of your imagination. That's exactly what the fucking shit I'm talking about, brother. My best hero moment was when my tiefling bard got stabbed through the chest. Her last moments were taking a step into the attack, going to bust with the BBEG's LT, kissing her and stabbing her back, both dying in the act. That's pretty hot, not gonna lie. That's how I want to go out. That's how I want to go out. My only hero moment I ever had in session was a nat 20 to play victory song once we beat the big bad. How did that go over, Shoob? What happened? I've only ever gotten to sit in one session, though, as a guest, so I'm still new to actually playing and I'm ready to learn more. You're in the right place. From what I learned from some campaigns I watched is that you could fudge the rules for storytelling. Is that a popular sentiment? For some. Yes and no for me. It depends. It very much depends. I love just going by the will of the dice and letting the dice tell us where the story goes and letting the players decide what happens with what the dice have told us. Even better if a TTRPG system says, fuck the dice, you're good at this, it just works, like the Delta Green system. And the DM doesn't roll anything. But sometimes fudging for the sake of the story is required, right? I think as long as the session 0 tells me what kind of game it's going to be, I'm down. The thing is, the last 2 times I got bait and switched and it both fell apart. Brother, preaching to the choir. I totally understand. Totally understand it. Totally get it. Hi, I'm back. What did I miss? Nothing. That's the spirit of the game for sure. That was an evil laugh. I do a lot of laughing. Here, we have fun. That's one of the reasons I love it here so much. Esme, teach me more! Stop it. A woman can only get so flustered. I love talking about Dungeons and Dragons, if you couldn't fucking tell. From a DM perspective, the randomness of the dice means that the DM still has surprises and unexpected elements, which is a great addition to the game. Very nice vibes here. Oh, thank you. Hi, Zero! Hi, Zero. How's it going, dude? Yeah, man. I'm... Unk me Unkerthorn. Excuse me. First of all, I'm femme. I don't know where this unk shit came from. Yeah, I don't know. I just have some very, very strong opinions about dice and how to use them. Here's the thing. Here's my parting message on this. Parting shot, if you will. You need to experience other TTRPGs. Everybody does. I am the Dungeons and Dragons bard. I know a lot about lore. Most of my history with TTRPGs is through Dungeons and Dragons. I've played every single version of Dungeons and Dragons known to man. I've done it. I'm the same as the every fruits guy. You know, the, oh, you've tried every fruit. Have you tried? But yes, I've tried. Da 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 da. That's me. But with Dungeons and Dragons, I have. Unk, gender neutral. I see you're a Zoomer. I see you're 14 years old. Hello, fellow kids. Unironically calls people Unk in chat. So I feel like as your elder, as your mentor when it comes to D&D, get ideas from other TTRPGs that you like and implement them at your table in a way to create more excitement. Like I said, with the mothership system, where when a character is dying or when they fall into 0 HP, throwing a dice under a cup and going, okay, nobody knows what that is until somebody actually makes an effort to go check, that adds tension. Even more so if you add tension in other ways where it makes it difficult to get to that player. Like, give people choices in combat. As far as like how to help the player who's down to enjoy it or have fun, that's something I'm still thinking about a lot. I don't have any ideas right off the bat of like what I think is a good bet, but I agree that there needs to be some sort of mini game or something that people who are down can do something. I kind of need to juggle streams since both you and Swamos are live and I want to watch both. I mean, watch both, brother. You don't need to go anywhere. Guys, there are words for the specifics. Talk to me, Goose. Wrong, I'm way older. Sorry, 16. My bad. Oh wow, that does sound interesting. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? There's ways. Was that a Top Gun reference? Yes, I too enjoy game media. I didn't realize that's my new ball. Brother, I'm on the court every night. Where are you at? Where are you at? I'm on the court every night. That's all I'm trying to fucking say. You guys, I've had so much fun talking about Dungeons and Dragons with you. Can you tell? It's quick. Somebody asked me how I feel about clerics. No, don't. Don't actually. Don't actually. I watched Maverick the other day. Fucking love that shit. I kind of want to watch it again. Argus, I swear to God, I will kick your big himbo butt cheeks straight to the fucking moon, and you can tell me when a meteor is coming towards Ohio. No. You knew that was said in irony. I don't want to fucking hear, this is on you. No. I can hear you cackling from Britain myself. I don't want to fucking hear it. You do this shit. I'm not doing it. I'm new here. I wonder how you feel about clerics. I swear on my mother, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Remember when somebody asked me how I feel about 5.5 and 3 hours passed? Look, TLDR, here's how I feel. If you're going to choose a class, it's got to be meaningful because it's the way that your character that you're playing as survived the trials of their life. If you're a ranger, no, you're not. Until you tell me what a ranger means to you. If you're a cleric, no, you're not. Till you tell me everything about that god and what you do to appease them. Who are they? What do you know about them? Are you an acolyte or are you like somewhere higher in the hierarchy? What is expected of you? Too many people just roll a class and go, yeah, I'm a level 3 cleric so that I could get the holy domain. I turned on dead, blah, blah, blah. But they don't give a fuck about their patron, and that shit pisses me the fuck off! The fuck off! I'm not gonna raise my voice. I'm not gonna raise my voice. I'm going back to Waterloo and the vampires hang out. Listen, this question of how do you feel about clerics is so impactful to me. I'm making basically a whole game show around it. The way that I feel about people playing clerics is the way that I feel about everybody who plays any class ever. I don't want to hear that you're playing a monk. I want to hear what discipline means to you and what you do to be disciplined. I want to hear where that comes from. Like, I'm so fucking sick of people coming to this hobby and not like thinking about why their choices matter and still want an impactful cinematic experience like Critical Role. Shut the fuck up. You need to do more work. You need to do more work. I don't want to hear that you're a cleric if you don't know what your patron's favorite color is. Don't want to fucking hear it. Don't want to hear it. No, you're not. You're not a cleric, actually. Not at my fucking table, you're not. I can't. I'm not going into it. I'm not going to raise my voice. If I play a druid, should I be able to tell the difference between a tree and a bush? Yeah. I mean, I feel like you as just a regular person probably could, so I imagine yes. Now, would you have different words or terms for these entities based on your language or your race or where you're from? Absolutely. But you'd probably be able to tell the difference. Fair. If you're going to play the class, I'd expect class fantasy to be a part of the reason. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody who fucking zero cycles their way into my chat and tries to tell me about why they would be their favorite class or about their favorite class, I'm like, shut the fuck up and tell me why. Like, here's the thing. For me, I joke about being a bard is like, oh, I picked it because we're the sexiest class and because, you know, I could be flirtatious and sexual without getting eyes. That's not the real fucking reason. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? It was a deep philosophical thing. I went through years and years of trials examining myself and finding out what my strengths were as a person before I decided that I was a bard. In fact, I even don't feel like I decided. I feel like it happened to me because of the things that I've been through in my life and the way that I brought myself up from those experiences. And you have to choose a class that makes sense for those experiences. No, you can't multi-class because it doesn't make any fucking sense! Ah! I'm not gonna raise my voice. I'm not gonna raise my voice. Anyway. I got a lot of flack at my last table playing a druid that believed in a kind of predator-prey mentality and didn't care people lived in cities any more than bees living in hives. They were not interested. Ooh, okay. That's something I'm really interested in knowing more about. Did they feel any type of way about, like, how cities interacted with nature? Like, where was the line drawn for that druid? That's what I'm curious about. Here's the thing. For me, Dungeons & Dragons is about psychology, end of the day. And I love psychology. I love thinking about how people survive, how people endure, how people decide. And that is what this game and this hobby is about. And if you're not thinking that it is, then you are not playing the same game as me, baby. And you are never going to have that Critical Role experience or that Brendan Lee Mulligan tabletop experience that you want because you yourself aren't invested enough. You, your thought, aren't thoughtful enough. You need to be better. You can be better. I would be an NPC because I don't really have anything that special. Everybody has something special about them. So I disagree with that. I played a warlock once. I have learned that Archface have their own reality show level dramas with each other and the other gods. Oh yeah. I mean, that's basically their only interest in the world around them at all. At least in the settings the DM did. It was very awkward, meeting the goddess that stole the Archface beloved and having to act as a meteor of sorts. So much drama. I know the Fae are just like drama coded. Drama coded. Love them. but that's the Fae for ya. Well, what humans think is natural, it has nothing to do with nature. He was a real nature believer. What's more natural than a strong person using might to take from a weak person? He was actually neutral. Okay. I think that that's fair. I think it's like an interesting debate on ethics, right? And environmentalism at the end of the day. I think it's curious. I like it. First minute on the stream and spitting facts. Hello, Sabasoya372 on YouTube. Welcome. Welcome. They expected a paladin that turned into a bear. Okay, don't tell me you're playing Halcyon now. I'm already sweating. I'm already sweating. When Divine Smite is just a bear claw. I mean... not really. I've been trying to find out what's the thing for me. So far it's been Kamen Rider, but I don't think that's a skill. Okay. That's exciting for you. You know why it's exciting? Because you're still on your journey of discovery. You're still figuring out who you are, what your interests are, what you're good at. I've been there. I've been there. I think everybody in chat has been there. I think that's just part of the human experience. You know? So good for you, adventurer. Keep climbing. Keep being curious. Keep being naive. Keep making mistakes. Do things that give you pleasure. Watch things that bring you joy. Keep exploring. You'll find yourself, I promise. There's no way to avoid it. It is inevitable. I love playing a role wrong, like a muscle wizard or a monk Dampier that bites. That's really curious. You've piqued my interest. You've piqued my interest. But you know what my requirements are. You know what my requirements are. Though the concept of a monk that was like really dedicated to like discipline and like inner peace and like tranquility, then getting bit by a vampire and like being like a Dampier and like being a vampire servant essentially and being forced to do things outside of their, oh, that's just juicy and yummy. That's just juicy and yummy. Don't challenge me, lady. Why not? You love being challenged, don't you? You love being challenged by beautiful women. Admit it. The monk Dampier is genuinely interesting. I'm saying there's something there. There's something there. My last character was a Dampier that worked for a noble family as a leg breaker. Sewer 1903. Did you just change your username? And did I say that right? Sewer. Actually, the closest thing would be a blacksmith, since the one thing I found genuine interest and want to continue on is making wooden swords. I want to make a wooden kingdom keyblade. Ooh, okay, so there you go. You enjoy carpentry. That's pretty cool. That's something I wish I could do. Well, where do I send my thing in? I'm going to need you to be more specific, my love. Wood artifice, see? For some reason, I thought that said wood orifice, and I was like, brother. For me, I try to main any mage role or character in games so I know what I like. There you go. You're the intellectual. Yes, I don't know. IDK know where. I don't know where was my name with weird number. Fair enough. I love all this character and class discussion. Makes me work harder and more detail for my Protector Aasimar, Grave Cleric of Kelemvor. Protector Aasimar, Grave Cleric of Kelemvor. That's interesting. Why Kelemvor? Why did you choose Kelemvor? Commoner, perfectly valid class to play. Yo, so there are 2 tabletop games which are kind of fucking badass, and their whole theming is around you start the game as a normal person. So you are a blacksmith, you are the village woodworker, you are the rancher, you are a farmer, and it's all about making choices and gaining skills to go on an adventure, defend your land, and When I say that shit bricked me up for a week, oh brother, I couldn't get it out of my system. It infected my brain. It got me so rock hard. That's the kind of storytelling I'm talking about, brother. That's the good shit. I'll snort a line of that any day. I like having a question, trying to answer with the character. So for the monk Dampier, I'd want him to have more of an issue with his human side and the limitations it gives him. Interesting, because then it can be a story about a person who experiences duality and how the dance with that duality changes them and how they can appreciate, ow, thank you for checking your mail, their human side as well, right? I kind of love that. I put a human heart in my mail to show my love. Oh, Mikey! Oh, Mikey! I like this conversation about characters too, but because I don't see classes as something that defines their abilities, I select abilities based on the concept. Tell me more about that. I'm a little confused, but it sounds interesting. I want to know more. Feed me more. Literally gaining humanity over the course of the adventure is funny and on the nose. He. Where was I? Oh, yes. Your DM has been taking notes this whole time. Turn chaos into actual lore. Okay. I am not interested. If you describe the attack creatively, you get +2 to hit, reward style, not stats. Ooh, I kind of love that. I kind of love that. How do we feel about this, fellas? If you describe the attack creatively, yes. Like, tell the story with me. You know what I mean? Get into it. Like, people genuinely show up to a D&D table and expect that they will be catered to. Give me an experience. Cater to my interests. Do things for me. Describe it for me. So when you kind of like do this and like fill in the blanks for me, it really helps a lot. I really, really like that. So for me, this is a W. For me, this is W for sure. Fellas, I love this class talk, but the real question we gotta be asking is, what class is Peter Griffin? Don't give a fuck about Peter Griffin. But I would probably say Rogue. Long rest only restore half your hit dice, makes big adventures feel like survival again. Okay, let's talk about this. Long rest only restore half your hit dice. Baldur's Gate 3 is a beautiful masterpiece of a game that I've played so far. No, I haven't beaten it. Yes, I want to beat it on stream for the first time. It's one of those things where it's like, I grew up with Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and I've played them literally millions of times. Probably. I boot it up every week. Whenever I don't know what I'm feeling like playing, I will just boot one of those up and play it, usually to finale. And if not to finale, to mod and fuck my favorite NPC, okay? I play a lot of these games. So when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, it was like, it's like the vintage of wine that you've been waiting 30 years to finish ripening in your fucking basement finally being done, and then just pouring a little glass every once in a while. That's what it's been like for me. So I'm slowly getting through it, and I have given you, chat, the fabulous opportunity to experience that with me. So next week when, you know, my body's feeling a little bit more normal and I've resumed horny posting, I will include you in that story. Should be interesting. No spoilers! No fucking spoilers! But anyway, where I was going with this is Baldur's Gate 3 is a wonderful, beautiful game, and one of the things that I have constantly talked about loving about that game is the fact that in order to do a long rest, you have to have the supplies to do it with. Now here's where it becomes a little complicated. Tabletop games don't work like that, right? You don't get to see everything on the map. You don't get to see what goods are in the wagon. Sometimes you forget to go to the shops to fill up your onion pouch. You know, it's just like these things happen. And then what? You just don't let the party rest. You let them live with their consequences. I find that if party doesn't have enough resources, it becomes a big problem. And if they have too many, the problem, like, it doesn't create any friction at all. So there's no point at all. in a new mechanic. So there has to be like a really good middle ground between players needing to do something so that they aren't resting all the time and just getting all their, you know, every time the wizard, you know, yoinks it and lets off all of their 2 spell slots that they get at level 20, you know, they can't just rest and get those back within 15 minutes. It has to be something impressionable, something that they have to earn, right? And the other reason I really, really want you to earn long rests is because as a bard, one of my skills gives us an additional short rest. And frankly, I would like to use it. I would like us to be a little bit greedier with some of the short rest stuff. You know, Song of Rest. It's in my repertoire. It's all I got. You know? So let's, you know, take a short little stint. Let's lean against a wall, talk about our feelings, and then we'll go back to it. That's it. It just feels like a waste, you know? So it's twofold for me. Ooh, you're a bard that actually sings. I try. I think you can make do with this idea of restoring half your hit dice in certain places. Like if you're in a new wild area you're not familiar with, a place that's filled with unknown danger, and you can't really rest even if you set up proper camp. You're rested but still on guard, which results in a resting factor to be weaker than if you just rest in a familiar. You know what? That's such a good fucking point. That's actually a really good fucking point. I really like that a lot. And here's the thing too, right, Tom? Is that like there are going to be classes out there that can maybe even lessen those effects. Like a ranger, for example, if this is their native terrain or their you know, the terrain that they're good with, what the fuck is that called? Their specialized terrain. What the fuck am I thinking? You know what I'm talking about. Then they remove that effect just by, you know, bring in the fucking ranger survival skills into the fucking equation. Can we please? Let us use some of the abilities in our damn sheet instead of going, oh, that's all I get at level 2? Come on, man. Doesn't D&D have a rule anyway where you can only take a long rest once every 24 hours? I mean, considering you need at least 8 hours to take a long rest, I think it's 8. It might, no. Yeah, it's 8. I feel like that's like a given though, right? Favored terrain. Thank you very much. I play like it's grimdark no matter what the tone is because I like to save the part if things get bad. Wait, what do you mean? Horrific URL. So true. Okay, what is this? What are you sending me? If this gets me banned, Argus, I'm gonna kill you. You would never. For example, I'm playing Exemplar Wizard Pathfinder because I'm trying to play magical beings tied to the gods of luck and fate. Galarian has the Hero deck that is like Tarot IRL. Ooh. Anyone can say Wizard, Cleric, Sorcerer, Warlock would make the trick, but when trying to look into the abilities of any classes, I can't get everything to a visual concept of a Gambito Twisted Fate because they're really squishy. Fair enough. So there is where the Exemplar comes to in place because it gives flexibility of a high dex character and the flavor of a being touched by fate and luck with the class ability to flavor. That's yummy to me. I really like that concept, actually. I don't know a lot about the Pathfinder lore. Every time I've tried to play a Pathfinder game, I end up getting a little overstimulated. Especially with the newer edition. Let me just put it this way. Flat-footed is a fucking disease. Flat-footed is a fucking disease that needs to be purged from Pathfinder, and I will die on that hill. Just magical, I know my character is getting really close with thieves, and none of those classes match the abilities of a thief, so we take some abilities of rogue with archetype. That's fair. So you're trying to make like a shadowy kind of character, right? Yeah, Patui has a lot of options. That too. Save the party. I always have healing, anti-magic, Nova damage just locked away in my inventory, even if everyone else is goofing off, so I can save us and be the hero for the session. It's my dumb cross to bear. I can't play any other way. I mean, weren't we raised on the fucking idea of being big damn heroes? Weren't we? Like, what's wrong with... There's nothing fucking wrong with that. Yeah, okay. you can go out there and be cruel if you want to, but like, you feel more fulfilled when you kind of creatively have your own agenda, which is why usually when I try to play characters, I go like anti-killing, not pacifist, because I'll fight, but I don't like to kill people, kill anyone really. I like to give them a chance to reform, with the exception of the fact that if they lived, that it would be considered cruel, right? Like if a creature is in so much pain, the only resolution to that is ending their life, then I feel like that is part of my moral compass to adhere to. But assuming nothing can be done. But yeah, like it's just so much funner to go, I'm not going to kill this guy, but I am going to shoot his fingers off so that he can't use a gun anymore. And then he'll make different decisions. You know what I'm saying? I love Exemplar. I don't know a lot about the classes over there. A character can't benefit from more than one long rest in a 24-hour period, and a character must have at least one hit point at the start of the rest to gain its benefits. That's all I wanted to share. DMs just need to make their individual days longer and adventures. Yeah, but we don't, do we? Yeah, but we don't, do we? So I feel like... Here's the thing, too. What happened to, like, gathering supplies for a camp? Because when you actually go camping, you don't tell God, I'm going to take a long rest, and then a day passes and you're refreshed. You guys are supposed to spend that time looking for resources, finding a good place to set up camps, actually setting up the camp, finding food, cooking that food. Like, make it part of the game. Here's an ideal world that I want. I want your rest time to be its own, like, full session. I want it to be a full session, right? And that sounds fucking crazy, but hear me out. With as long as it takes to survive in an unknown area, assuming that your adventures aren't even fully prepared for wherever they're ending up, right? Let's say it was a surprise and you had no idea that you were going to end up in a swamp. The length of time that it would take to build a shelter, cook things, hunt for things, unless you have a ranger in your party who's already knows this kind of thing and can maybe like move things along. The idea that not only like finding those things, setting those things up, but also using that as a group downtime to connect with each other, like have a dedicated RP sesh like that. Because sometimes all of your decision making at the moment isn't like a good judge of the character yet. And there are so many, I'm sorry, it speaks for a lot of y'all, including me at one point, so I can speak on it, okay? Where y'all will like not want to like talk about your character or like talk about where you came from or your story at all with any of your friends until they like earn it, right? We've all been there. You play the shadow cleric who like doesn't talk about themselves and hides in the corner and says edgy things, right? You play the little edgelord because in your mind you're like, oh, somebody will ask, but then they never do. This is the time where you can do that, and then it kind of looks a little bit more obvious when everybody is there comforting, you know, the Beastmaster about being the last Beastmaster alive in their village, and you're on the outskirts not engaging with that. You know what I mean? Then the group can come together and go, why are you being an asshole? You know what I mean? Maybe that sounds like a lot, but I love the idea of these downtimes having significant meaning. I'm looking at like Dragon Age Origins, for example. When you went to camp, you would have like conversations with your companions. You would find out more about them, what they were missing, what they were gaining, what they've learned. You would see them interact with each other. You would hear them talk about quaint things like dinner that night, or, you know, you guys would fuck. Like, there's a place for that, right? So, like, I feel like it also kind of removes the tension from the main game where there's ground that doesn't necessarily get covered because you're trying to uncover the mysteries or whatever. And I can't even tell you how many handfuls of times where I've wanted to role play heavily with one of the particular characters, and there hasn't been an opportunity to do that. And then we just open up the next session where everybody's refreshed, and then those moments are just gone, right? Because it's not a TV show. So the idea of maybe maybe not all the time, but doing it quite frequently where you would, if you were going to take a long rest, it was going to be meaningful, it was going to have impact, and it was going to make realistic sense in order to give those moments a little something extra. I don't know, in a dream scenario, that's where I am. That's the camp that I'm in. I love a locked in a place overnight trying to rest with dwindling resources sessions. Yes! Yes! I'm snapping my fingers. Downtime rest, cooking, hunting scene with party bonding and romantic undertones. Give it to me. Do you know what I mean? And here's the thing, like, let's say I'm playing the bard at your table and we're having that downtime session. You guys would recognize me as being like almost your therapist, right? The person that you come to talk about your story to and talk about your feelings and like relax after a long day. I would want to be that person for you. I would seek you out and ask you why you dealt with the last conflict that way, or how you were feeling. I would want to know. I would want to take you into my tent and play a little song while you told me your troubles, because I would feel like that was my way to relieve my friend's burdens. You know, support characters, that's how we operate. End of the day, we want to feel useful. We're not the guys who roll the biggest dice in damage, so how we can support you is by doing a little bit of one-on-one therapy sometimes, or helping you find ways to relax. It's just like a nice little thing to think about. That's like my dream scenario, is that players look forward to the long rest, not just because afterwards they get all the resources back, but because that's the time where any actionable RP that they had to hold off on happens, where they can confront each other, where they can console each other, and where they can kind of appreciate each other's talents. Like, okay, we haven't given enough credit to any of the kits or any of the other skills that you get. Like, when am I supposed to use my cooking supplies? How many people have actually like legitimately used any of their like tools and kits, with the exception of like the poisoner's stuff or the toolkits, the thieves' tools or whatever? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let us use that in our fucking downtime. Maybe the bard is the chef, right? And they get, let's say that the bard is the chef and then the bard is sick from a curse that they had from the previous combat. Everybody's long resting, but now the cook is fucking sick and can't cook. Who has to cook? The barbarian. The ranger's still gonna do the hunting. The barbarian's the only one who can cook. So now the barbarian's like maybe not that close with the bard, so is trying to figure out what the recipe is. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it opens up so many fucking possibilities. Let's do that. Let's bring that back. Let's put it into our games. Let's think about these things. Let's make it feel real. You know? Crafting is there for the artificer. No! You will pick up a crafting skill! You will like it! Fuck me, man. Fuck me. This has been kind of a fun day. I'm having a lot of fun talking about Dungeons & Dragons. I'm really glad that we decided to just do yapping sessions instead of anything, like, major. I had a lot of fun. I think I do need a little bit of a rest. Because I still need to get and make food for dinner, etc. What do you say we raid somebody, chat? You want to raid somebody? Let's find somebody to raid. I forgot I was still sharing my screen. It's fine. Who's streaming? Oh, the Mudkip is streaming! The Mudkip is streaming! All things must come to an end. Yes, but I am streaming tomorrow. And if you haven't already and you enjoyed our session, we're just going to be doing more Dungeons & Dragons yapping tomorrow. So please consider joining the Discord. You can keep up with me, learn my schedule, and genuinely, I'm very active in Discord. I am not a big VTuber, so I like talking to you guys. Come hang out. ! Discord, please join. Yeah, you'll see me live same time. Okay, obviously, I want to go into Mudkip. Let me just see if anybody else needs the love before we move. But I'm thinking... Nah, I mean, we gotta go to Swamos, don't we? Please copy the raid message. Swamos is my beloved friend. It is my dearest wish that Swamos would simply become a full-time streamer someday. I'm gonna give him a warning shot. I'm gonna say this message is foreshadowing. And then let's see what he has to say about this raid, fellas. I love you so much. You will see me tomorrow, same fucking time, same fucking channel. And we're gonna be doing more D&D stuff. So catch me then. I love you. I mean it. Bye. I'm sorry, that was really bad.